You're watching the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Now it's time for the Brent and Austen Show.
There you go. That looks pretty. Jaguars sitting in a good spot with a massive game coming up here in Jacksonville. Biggest regular season game since the end of 2022. And the Jaguars beat the Titans to go to the playoffs. And then obviously the next week was a big game too. But at that kind of feel for the Jacksonville Jaguars coming up against the Colts in a first-place matchup. And a lot can still happen in the AFC. Those 10 teams, the Miami Dolphins are 5-7, so I don't think they're going to be in the mix. But a lot can happen in that AFC. I was trying to go through it yesterday, and so many teams play each other. So, I mean, depending, like the Jags really control their destiny, we know that. But a lot of teams kind of control their destiny as well. Even the Houston Texans, that was a huge win for them. And just kind of a take care of business day for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And welcome to December. And we've got some big-time football for the remainder of it all the way into January, which is really cool around here. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane Jason Hamby. Have a good Thanksgiving?
Had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Good.
Yourself?
Yeah, man, it was awesome.
Nice.
Hamby?
Great Thanksgiving.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Great Thanksgiving.
All around, no family drama. We like that.
That's why I keep my family small, man. You better believe it. Keep your family small.
It's a beautiful thing. Now it feels like 20 weeks ago that Thanksgiving was. And apparently don't invite Logan Cooke. There could be some drama
I love it.
in your house.
I love it.
He could be threatening.
Yeah.
Could be threatening.
The punter is threatening to Tennessee. Wild stuff said on the field yesterday in Tennessee.
Yeah.
By the way, I think that part of it, I'm not saying, I don't know if I should sit here and condone people, whatever you're saying, which we know apparently through Tennessee, what LeQuint Allen said to Jeffrey Simmons, they got him hot, and then what Logan Cooke said. And so, I mean, I just think if you add that in with Logan and Ross and LeQuint Allen, you're talking about kind of the depths of your roster, basically, the bottom end of your roster, which that's kind of unfair to say,
the
Ross
edges.
and Logan. But that edge that Liam Coen wants, when you have it all the way down to those kind of levels, I think that's a really good sign. And I just said this to Rich Jones coming in WOKV. I was like, for years and years and years, don't lose sight of the fact that Tennessee did this to the Jags. Like, the Jags went through the 1-win season, the 2-win seasons, the 3-win seasons, the 4-win seasons, and they were the doormat. And they were getting bullied, quite frankly. And you wondered if they could physically match up. Even 2 years ago, the Jags got bullied by the Titans in the final game of the regular season in Nashville against a bad Tennessee team and missed out on the postseason. So I think there's a lot of importance in what they just did to Tennessee to kind of say, you got no chance today. We're going to dominate you.
Yeah, I thought it was really telling. Did they choose to take the ball first?
I think Tennessee did.
They didn't show the
Tennessee. I'm pretty sure Tennessee won the toss,
and then they deferred.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Because the game plan was interesting from the Jaguars that opening drive. Now they get the penalty off the get-go and everything, but I talked about this in the pregame show. Like, if you want to beat the Tennessee Titans, don't run down the middle on them. Like every team's going to have great players. Jeffrey Simmons is one of those great players to Tennessee Titans, and they do a pretty good job. Like, I understand, like, the stats say they don't do a great job of stopping the run, but, like, when Simmons is in, it's much better. So I'm expecting, okay, we'll see more split zone. We'll see more outside toss and everything. They set a statement right away by saying, nah, we don't really care, like, what the outside zone looks like or what the toss looks like. We're gonna run right down the center of their defense and let them try to stop it. And I think as a team, I think they got like 5 or 6 yards off that first run with ETN. And as a team to go, we're going to run at what you guys maybe do best and like where your strength is and not be scared of it. I thought that was really telling from Liam Coen in this offense.
Yeah, it is. And by the way, they couldn't run the ball really well. So then they had to, but I get what you're saying. I mean that's a good way to set the tone. Mm-hmm. And listen, there is people bringing up a lot of grit with this football team, and you feel that. And I know wins hide a lot of stuff, right? I mean, wins hide stuff. Wins also kind of help tell a story. And so last year when the Jags are losing a bunch of close games, it might just been the NFL. But it also might have been, hey, man, you don't know how to strain to get to the finish line. And we wondered that on the tail end of 2023 as well. And so I think that's where you got to give this team, this group, this coaching staff, and what they've done since the Houston game has been very good. Mm-hmm. They have dominated the Chargers and the Titans, and then pulled out a win with a 4-turnover game against Arizona. And don't lose sight of this. They just went on the road 4 times in the last 5 games as well. And they beat the Raiders, and they beat what did we just play? Titans here in Jacksonville. And they beat Arizona. And they really dominated Houston for 3 quarters until the meltdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's hard to do in the NFL. Meanwhile, it's hard to do what the Tennessee Titans did. They just played 4 straight home games and lost all of them.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sleep away. Tryptophan engaged because, they are obviously not a good team. But this was the last question that I had for the Jacksonville Jaguars is, could you not play down to your competition? Could you go out there, establish dominance, and leave a doubt in nobody's mind of who the better team was? And I thought yesterday the Jacksonville Jaguars did that. No, okay, the second half maybe slowed down a little bit. The Tennessee Titans, they were out-physicaled, they were outplayed, and it almost seemed like in that second half they didn't really care anymore.
Yeah.
And that's
We've been there.
That's what you wanted to see, because that was the only question that I had left with this Jacksonville Jaguars team is could they dominate a game that they were supposed to win? And make no mistake about it, I don't care where they're playing, they were supposed to win yesterday. And guess what? They did. So now when you see the AFC and what it consists of, nobody scares you in the AFC. Like, the Broncos don't scare you. I get, the Broncos – no, they don't really scare you. The Ravens don't scare you after, the Joe Burrow performance. The Bills don't really scare you because they're kind of a one-trick pony right now. Like, there's no team in the AFC that I feel like the Jaguars can't stick with, that they can't handle. And that's going to make things very exciting the next couple weeks down the road.
Yeah, I think you hit it because the Jags have proved that they can beat or hang or whatever with good teams. And now they're doing what we wondered if they could do. This is what we said about Indianapolis, right? You beat the teams that aren't so good. And I think you saw it again, by the way, from Arizona. Arizona hung around with Tampa because that's what Arizona does. Like, Arizona's better than their record. So you're not going to just stomp them, most likely. And they've lost a lot of close games. But I think this is really a telling turn. We're the Indianapolis Colts. They took advantage of an early season schedule, and they really did a hell of a job with it.
Well, and
we
Daniel
wonder
Jones
how good they are.
I don't know what they're doing with him because he does not. He has a broken leg.
He's a broken
leg.
Did
you watch the game?
I didn't. No.
Okay. He's not himself. Like, you could tell he's got a broken leg.
You can't tell.
Yeah, I mean,
I could tell in the practice. I couldn't believe he was playing.
Yeah, he looks
so stiff.
Yeah.
But he threw the ball well.
No, I mean, he threw the ball well, but you can tell, obviously he's got a broken leg. He's not going to be himself, right? And the fact that they lost Sauce Gardner now,
Sauce Gardner, they were without DeForest Buckner for a couple more, including the Jags game. And so, listen, and they're playing the tougher part of their schedule, and they're not winning right now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if I'm an Indianapolis fan, I really look at the schedule, and I don't believe this is going to happen, okay? But I think you could be an Indianapolis fan, it's like, we might not win again. Like, you can actually look at your schedule, and we go look at their schedule. Now, listen, are they going to win? Yeah, I think they will, because I do think they're a pretty good football team. But with the injury, I mean, you start having your quarterback is gimpy, and your corner you traded for is going to miss the next couple of weeks with a calf strain. DeForest Buckner is a star player for you, and people know that if they just stop Jonathan Taylor, that's the answer.
Yeah, but that's kind of a big thing, though, too, is stopping thing. Jonathan Taylor. He's pretty good.
He is good.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't think he did at least when I looked, he hadn't done too much yesterday. Did he end up
he had
doing more in the
fourth? A decent day.
Yeah, he had a pretty good day at the end of the day, yeah.
Because Houston, you can actually run against. When I saw it, was like he had 40 yards.
He had 85 yards and 36 yards receiving.
Okay, yeah, he had a pretty good day.
But it was all for one long – I mean, it was a pretty long run. But
okay.
I'm sorry, a long pass.
Okay. So anyway, I think this is going to be a heck of a battle down the stretch. And I really think you can look at Houston and say they might not lose again.
Yeah.
To me,
he's not buying it.
Go look at their record. Go look at
No, that wasn't. I'm not buying it. I was like, bro, I'm imagining if that were to happen.
I could see. Yeah, but in my opinion, the Houston fourth quarter changed both the Jaguars and the Texans. Mm-hmm. In a weird way, right? It usually changes one for the better, one for the worse. But actually, it changed them both for the better. Listen, it gave them hope. If the Jags win that game, I don't know if Houston's doing what they're doing right now. I think it would have felt a lot different. Maybe they are. But they gave them hope.
Gave them confidence.
They gave them life. But I will say the way the Jags have responded to that football game earned them like a lesson of in finishing and that grit stuff and whatever, being tough mentally. Like I think it was a big step, and we said that week. Like, how are they going to bounce back? And what they did against the Chargers might be a moment that we look back on like 2 years from now and say, wow, that really changed the way you feel about the Jags. And right now, I think it has. We thought they were about – I honestly, I said season over. I think I might have said season over after that game.
But yeah.
Like, that did not feel like, uh-oh. And look what they've done since. So it's pretty wild that a game like that would change both teams for the better.
Yeah, man. I mean, they kind of defied all odds, obviously, in that fourth quarter. And, yeah, when you can rally like that and it's a good team, a great team win with a backup quarterback, like, that is going to give you some confidence. I mean, it's going to be really telling against the Chiefs, right? Because the Chiefs are like mathematically still in it, but I mean, they're hanging by a thread. And obviously the Texans got to win that game. So, I mean, Sunday Night Football, Chiefs-Texans, like that's going to be a huge one. And I definitely can see the Texans winning it, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, look at the schedules we got. This actually isn't up. This is like last week's, but obviously.
Yes, just take away the top one.
Yeah. So they're at 8-4, 8-4, 7-5. And I mean, look at Indianapolis, man. You're going to Seattle. You got San Francisco, who's 9-4, I think they are. And then the Jags twice in Houston. I mean, it's going to come down to it's the Colts Jags, man. Like if the Jaguars can take care of business and at least split the Colts, I think they got a great shot of winning the division. Yeah.
Like, we can sit here and say you got the Jets. Okay, that should be an easy win. Get the Titans again. Yeah, but like you have to beat the Colts. You have to at least split the Colts. I feel like for this whole thing to come to fruition.
But from an Indianapolis standpoint, they have to do more than split that. Like they probably are saying, hey, we got to split that, and then we got to find 2 more wins in there, or at least 1.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And that's going to be hard to do because that last game now is at Houston, which could be a lot on the line.
Could be a lot on the line.
And who knows who's healthy at that point of the year. We know what the Jags thing is. What it feels like now is the Jags are going to win that Tennessee game if needed at the end of the year because Tennessee's atrocious.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, they're really not good. And you got to win the Jets game to get to 10. And that's where the Colts split gets you to 11, and you're in the playoffs at 11, one way or another, whether it's the South or a wild card.
Yep.
But the Chiefs, to me, are really interesting because they just beat the Colts to get to 7. If they can beat Kansas City, I'm not sure they lose again.
The Texans you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could come once again. It could come down to Week 18 for them as well.
How do you see it, Hamby? It is at Kansas City, by the way. It's desperate Kansas City team. But again,
the Chargers.
I think we should be. We can only say so much about Kansas City. I know that you can't just live on history.
No,
I mean they would have won the Dallas game if you want to live on history.
Oh no, I'm off the Kansas City Chiefs,
and especially with a team like the defense like the Texans, you're looking at a Kansas City offense that's already one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. The only chance you have of beating the Texans defense is if you can do both. The Chiefs can't. They're already one-dimensional. So what? I mean, if I put that at an even line right now. Chiefs, Texans, that should be even. And Chargers, as beat up as they are, maybe that one's even. So
yeah, but you're going to the West Coast. They got Hampton coming back.
I'm hoping so.
I hear,
I think this is just a mentality of we just have to outpace everybody. The Jags just have to outpace. You cannot count on anybody. You can't count on the Texans losing.
Yeah,
you have got to play as good as you like. I mean. Obviously, this Sunday is a must-win. You might even have to steal one, either week 16 or 17.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if I'm the Jaguars, I'm Liam Coen, and I assume this is what the conversation is in the locker room right now. I'm not worried about the Colts schedule. I'm not worried about the Texans schedule because if the NFL showed us anything over the Thanksgiving break over this Sunday's games that anybody at any time can be beat for no rhyme or reason.
Of course.
Maybe except the Tennessee Titans when they play somebody because they're really that bad.
They really are bad.
And so are the Raiders. The Raiders are really, really bad as well.
Shout out to the Jets getting that third win, baby.
Yeah, but set aside, if you're playing any other teams besides the Titans or the Raiders, anything can happen. And I think, like I said, it comes down to the Colts. Like, if you can split the Colts, then guess what? You have a great opportunity ahead of you. But, like, if I'm Liam Coen, I'm not even worried about, okay, the Colts got to play the Seahawks. They got to play the 49ers. They got to play the Tech. Like, great. And they may split that. That may be 2 wins right there for no rhyme or reason. So, as long as the Jaguars take care of business, I think the rest will fall into place.
Yeah, I think so too. And again, they don't care. They shouldn't care about the rest of it. They should care about this big game coming up. I thought Dewey Wingard had a great line. He said, listen, if we put any more into this week than we've been putting into anything else, then we're doing it wrong. And I think there's a bit of a maturity showing up about this football team. And I think this is where some of those scar things from the fourth quarter to Houston, but to 2023 for a lot of these players, to last year, and all this different stuff. I think it starts to show itself a little bit. I think there's a maturity about guys like Wingard and Josh Hines-Allen and Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, and maybe there's a maturity of other guys like Jordan Lewis and those players anyway, or Eric Armstead, because they've been through it. But I do really feel like we're starting to see some of those wounds kind of pay off, and
You're just like, this is an unfamiliar territory.
it is or isn't.
It is not this year.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
Right.
well, because this team has been through everything. Really, if you've been on this football team for 5 years, you've been through everything. You've been through the crap storm of Urban. You've been through the euphoria of 2022. You've been through the, hey, we're pretty damn good first half of 23 to, oh, crap, we can't win, hang on for dear life, and we couldn't. You've had to win games at the last game of the season. You've lost games at the last game of the season. And then you've been through the mess of last year, whatever that even was. So, and then again, this year you've been through a lot too with this new regime. And I just feel like, I'll take Josh Hines-Allen, for example. I think, now you tell me because you know this better than me, but from my view, he was in the wrong on the Davis Mills touchdown run.
Of course, yeah. I mean, we broke that down, yeah.
I don't know if I've just watched it more or if this is just something that's popping out to me. I think his discipline in his rush since that game, since that moment, has been phenomenal. I think he's had other opportunities to kind of get too far upfield, and he kind of stays within wherever he's supposed to be. Then I think he's also been dominant at times. I think this whole moving around to the left side, right side, I mean, I just think he's a player in the last few weeks that you can really see that Houston moment in game has made him better and dominant. And a lot of people will point to the sack record being broken, and there might be something to that. But listen, there's more on Josh's plate right now than there's been even before. Because Trayvon Walker's out. Eric Armstead yesterday's out. It means he has to do more, and he is doing more.
I mean, but I think I can't remember what game it was. It may have been the Chargers game when he got that sack. He alluded to it. He said that he was trying to do way too much, and that Texans game was the example of it, where he was trying to play outside of himself to try to make plays, and he shouldn't have done that. If you look at it, and we broke this down a little bit, but if you look at that record-breaking sack, and then you look at the sacks yesterday, they're meat and potatoes. Like, he's not trying to play out of himself. It's a bull and then a react. And then that's all he's doing. I don't want to say it's like super fancy or, it's not the sexiest pass rush. It doesn't have to be because this dude is strong as hell. So if he can bull somebody, push a tackle back into the quarterback and then, just do something off that, then do it. And that's exactly what he's been doing. And when you do plays like that, when you do work on your bull rush and you push your tackle back, then that makes everybody else's job a lot easier, right? When you're focused on, the speed rush and everything, you're getting washed up field, that's when those gaps can happen. And yesterday I thought you saw, whether they're sending 4 or 5, I think you saw a defensive line that was disciplined in terms of beating off each other and not, letting Cam Ward sneak out for maximal yardage.
Do y'all think that he is bull rushing more?
Just in general?
In general. Because Brent, you're saying that he's not rushing past his spot. Well, one of the easiest ways to do that is to bull rush more.
So here's
not, the speed rush. I know that we don't have a stat on it, but to your eye, does it look like he's maybe just depending on his power a little bit more and taking that it's not even an option to really run past the spot because I'm just going to run through this guy and push him into the quarterback's lap?
So here's what I'm seeing from this defensive line since that Houston game, and I think Coach Campanelli has driven this point home. It's pass rush awareness. It's knowing you're down in distance. It's knowing exactly where you are on the field. It's knowing who you're going against. It's knowing the offensive tackles and everything like that. And that's what you're seeing now with this team. Because, yes, Hamby, to answer your question, I have seen a lot more bull rushing. But it's not just bull rushing just to be like, okay, I'm strong, I'm going to push this guy back. It's bull rushing with a purpose, right? And once again, that comes down to down and distance. So I just think in terms of being present and being aware, I think this defensive line is doing a lot better job than what we saw the first, handful of games. Because classic example would be if a team's in the red zone, we saw this team in the past run a bunch of games and a bunch of twists when the ball's coming out a lot quicker. You're not seeing so much of that now. Now you're seeing Josh Hines-Allen push his guy back even more just because, once again, it looks simple, but it's getting the job done.
Yeah, by the way, Josh Hines-Allen is, the numbers. I mean, he's really starting to stack up a bit. And, again, I think he's even when other guys are getting sacked, he's causing a lot of that. And this moving around that he discussed with us on Tuesday, which was kind of his idea to do that, has really paid off. Now, let's be honest. The offensive lines that they have played the last 3 weeks have not been great. But they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're going to play a better offensive line on Sunday against the Colts. Hopefully we'll see if they can get Armstead back, which that, by the way, the hand looked pretty wrapped to me. I don't know what the outlook is on that. And Trayvon Walker, who's been out for a couple weeks, hasn't practiced. What do they think about that? It would be really nice to get those kind of guys back in this football game. The others have stepped up in a nice way. But you want those players back for a game like this to really slow down Jonathan Taylor and the Indianapolis Colts. Speaking of Josh Hines-Allen, he'll be our guest tonight on Jags Report Live, tonight at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. Come on out, have some fun. This is when it really gets fun in Jacksonville. It's almost like an event at Strings. For these shows. Jags Report Live tonight at 7 o'clock, also on the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network. I've also heard that Josh might bring a couple of his buddies, too, so we don't know exactly who, but Josh will be there for sure tonight with us, 7 o'clock, String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. And already Jacoby Myers will be, we believe, I think I've confirmed this, is the scheduled guest for Thursday at Strings for Jaguars All Access. So big week in Jacksonville. I think we're going to feel it all week. I want to ask you when we come back about really Logan Cooke and those. Is there something more to this? Like the Tennessee's making a big deal out of the words. Is that a big deal?
I already know what else I was going to say.
I mean, come on.
I'm just saying, well, you've been in the trenches and you've caused fights and everything else like that. But I don't want to look. I know we're in like a super sensitive society at times, where if you go, like I tweeted earlier, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like it's football. Like, are we all of a sudden going to bring the FBI into a situation here because Logan Cooke wanted to?
Yeah,
in competition, said something. I mean, what is going on here? Like, what? Stop. The Titans, you're a bunch of wusses. I mean, come on.
I want the Juwan Jennings film from San Francisco. What he was doing.
That?
Ooh.
I want that because do we know what he said?
We do not.
No, he didn't. No, they never said.
They never
said.
Yeah, because there's some heated Cleveland Browns that are out for blood with that.
Really?
Like Logan Cooke is like, okay, yeah, I get it. He said he's gonna kill me, whatever. Juwan Jennings, I don't know if he's mentioning moms. I don't know what's happening with him, man, but I do better watch his back.
Yeah, it's really an interesting deal when it comes to words in competition, but specifically football. And then there's LeQuint Allen. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, this dude, a little more on him because he's a fan favorite. He's a maniac in a really good way. And a lot of people don't like playing against him. And I think that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
A good thing. We'll be right back. It's a Winter Monday for the Jags as they get it done over Tennessee. Monday morning quarterback coming up. Speaking of, the quarterback got up to the best start, I think, of his career in a football game. And Lane Kiffin, yep, we'll get to it. What about Sumrall, the hire? I don't mind it. What about Dave Caldwell hire to Florida? And then obviously a lot of Jags talk. And we'll get to some of your comments as well coming off a dominant effort over Tennessee. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness, and most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Man, this dude. So I had no idea what was going on.
I didn't either.
And imagine my surprise. So what, this would have been, they go up, was it 10-0, right?
Well, 15-3 was...
Okay, no. So this is when they...
7-3 and then 15-3.
Yeah, so when the penalty happens and then they opt to go for 2.
Yes.
I almost lost my mind on that, I'm not going to lie. Because, and I get it, like at that point, you're feeling pretty good about yourselves. But I'm thinking like, hey, Liam, can we just kick an extra point? Can we not get so fancy? Because at that point, it was a 10-point game, correct? And the extra point would have made it an 11-point game.
I think, no, that would have been 13-3. Extra point would have made it 14-3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it would have been an 11-point game.
Right.
And then he chose to go for 2. And once again, trying to keep within reason. I get you're playing the Tennessee Titans right now, so it doesn't really matter what you do. I feel like it's going to work out. But in that moment, Hamby, panic button wasn't around, but I was starting to visualize it a little bit. Because I was thinking, like, why the hell would you not kick the extra point to go up by 11? Why would you go for 2 despite the penalty? And then obviously it came to notice that the long snapper was questionable to return. And shout out to Devon Hamilton for stepping in and, by all indications,
I mean,
doing a pretty solid job. Hey,
bang up job.
Hey, you know what? It gets the job done.
It did.
It got the job done. As somebody who spent a spring off season for the Murray State Racers as a backup long snapper.
Oh, wow.
Until that spring game where I literally botched 2 in the stratosphere over the punter's head. And my coach just goes, yeah, you're not doing this anymore. I go, thank God. Like, good.
Oh, wow.
Because I couldn't handle the pressure of a spring game. You know what I'm saying? It's muscle memory. And unfortunately, my muscles at that point might have had some CTE. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't have any kind of memory. So shout out to Devon Hamilton for stepping in and doing what he had to do. Because that's not an easy circumstance. It's not like he was probably practicing it during the week or anything. But dude stepped in and did what he had to do.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. And I was telling Hamby, I lost my mind when they're up by 10 and Liam Coen opted to go for 2, which would have, extra point would have put him up by 11.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. Then obviously it came to fruition that, your long snapper was banged up.
I might have just missed this. By the way, we got a lot of stuff going on, including we'll be in Gainesville today for the Gators. Probably carry that news conference with a new coach, Jon Sumrall, at 3:45 right here in the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. It's moved to 3:45. It was 3:15, and now we also have Josh Hines-Allen on Jags Report Live tonight. So a lot happening here in Jacksonville. But have you? So I missed this part. Have you ever done that? Have you ever long snapped
in spring? It's spring ball my sophomore year.
You did?
Yes.
Were you any good at it?
No. Well, I was till I wasn't. Yeah.
Just not good enough.
I was good until the pressure was on. Then I did it in the spring game, and absolutely, yeah, it was horrible.
I will tell you this. I'm a little surprised the answer I got from Devon Hamilton that he hadn't done it since camp. Because if he's your guy, I would think you would practice that from time to time. And especially, I will say this with Matisic, he has been in and out, like he's had back issues before. And that can happen anytime, obviously, any injury in any football game. But and I was stunned that Matisic came back in. I mean, usually if you go out for that long of a period, you're not coming back in. And he missed the whole first half, essentially, and then comes back in. I do think it's not, you can't overstate what Devon Hamilton did, because I think it's that kind of play, especially back up in your own end zone and stuff like that, where you can allow Tennessee back in the game. So that part is pretty wild, and he did a good job. Yeah. And they celebrated it as they should. But he was fired up, man. He's been wanting to do it for a long time, but he did acknowledge that pressure is real, to your point.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I was talking about, like, it's all muscle memory, and obviously, like, you're not going to go through it in practice just because you don't have the time or efficiency to, like, okay, let's get our backup long snapper in to get reps. Like, you just don't do it, So, yeah, man, it's props to him for being ready, for being willing, and like we were talking about, he did a really great job.
I think it was I forget who said it, Ross or Logan, but they brought up another point. It's like you're all wrapped up because he's playing that position where he's like got all the tape on his hands and everything else. And then to just do that back and forth and to get the field goal off, and that thing looked seamless pretty much. I mean, it's certainly if you couldn't tell who was snapping, you could tell by the way it was getting back there. I mean, there's a velocity that it gets back with Ross and wasn't going to do that with Devon Hamilton, but hell of a job, man. And I just thought, again, shows a little bit of the character of this football team. Cole Van Lanen is another guy. What he's doing right now is not going to be celebrated because offensive linemen don't get celebrated. They usually just get criticized. But I think what he's doing is harder than anybody's really letting on. I think we had this story a couple weeks ago in Countdown and Kickoff, and they downplayed it a little bit. Just like, well, yeah, I mean, you train, you cross-train, you can do it. It's not too much different in terms of your preparation. Like Cole told me, he's like, yeah, no, I'm not like studying twice as long as I normally would because of it. I've been around, I know how to play the positions. But I just think from a fundamental standpoint, from knowing what your position, the mental side of this, to play right guard, then move to left tackle in the same game. It's not like that hasn't been done before, but if you go back a couple of weeks now, he's played right tackle and left guard as well. He's played 4 different positions, I think, in the last 4 weeks or 5 weeks. And he's done it at a pretty damn good level.
Yeah.
He's going to get paid, by the way, this offseason. I think pretty good money. Jags going to have to figure out if they're going to keep him or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, there's some players that, they prefer just one side of the football or just one position. And then there's some players, for whatever reason, no rhyme or reason, I feel like, that are just versed in playing every single position on the offensive line. And Cole Van Lanen fits that mold. So, yeah, I mean, he stepped in, and it's such a great thing to have as a utility guy because injuries happen. Obviously, it's the NFL. And to have a guy where you can say, okay, go play guard, go play tackle. Like, I think even at the professional level, it's a rarity. Like, it's especially do it at a high level like he's doing. So, yeah, dude's rightfully probably going to get paid, and props to him because he deserves it.
Yeah, I think it says a little bit. I think it galvanizes a team when you have that stuff. I think it's very respected what these guys are doing more inside the walls than outside the walls. Like, yeah, they just went this way. No, this isn't baseball where you ask the third baseman to go play first base. You ask the nose tackle to snap the football on a field goal and a punt. Like, that's totally different. And now you're asking, again, Cole Van Lanen, maybe that one's a little bit more like third base to first base, but I still think it's different, man, because you go from Simmons to whoever it is on the edge. Like, that's a different block. That's a different mentality. And just really think he's doing an unbelievable job. And I talked to Patrick McCarry about this a couple weeks ago when we did the Cole Van Lanen story, that, he's a guy that's done that too, but he says it's incredibly difficult. And what I think is really cool is appreciated to the point where I think these kind of moments galvanize teams. I also think the other kind of moments that galvanize teams when your long snapper and your punter are right in the middle of a melee.
Yeah.
And the first one's in.
Yep.
I said this yesterday in my story and also on Twitter. I think you could have made a documentary about Logan Cooke's day yesterday. It was wild. From having to handle the change in snappers to being in the middle of everything, to getting hurt, to coming back in. He had a lot on his plate, but he's also a big dude, a tough dude, and I guess also doesn't mind talking a little trash, too.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Did the Logan Cooke thing happen when Dewey kind of got,
Yes.
okay. So, wow. It's almost like watching a team grow up right before your eyes. Because in the preseason, we broke it down.
Oh, yeah.
Dewey has his play. No one really seemed to come up to celebrate with him. And I get it's the preseason, but like we this stood out to me at least. Maybe nobody else, but it stood out to me. Where nobody went after Dewey, nobody like congratulated him, had on the helmet and everything for having a great play, great awareness, and having quarterback sack. We fast forward now, the last part of the season. Once again, Dewey's playing well and everything. Whatever. It's the Tennessee Titans. It's a rival. There's going to be some, back and forth. Dewey maybe gets a little brunt of it. And you have your punter, of all players, of all positions, go up there and defend one of your own. It's a beautiful thing. No, Logan Cooke's a big guy. I mean, he's a bigger dude.
Big
right?
guy.
So I get it. Now, still a punter, you know. But I get it, man. But
he's not Cam Little. Let's just say that.
He's not Cam Little, Cam Big, you mean? But at the end of the day, like it was really cool. Like I'm all for it, man. Like if you have your punters willing to go out there and put on for the team and have each other's backs, I mean, do you want to talk about a culture change, everybody? Like, do you want to talk about maybe Liam Coen's message and Tony Baselli and James Gladstone? Things are getting through. If you have a punter ready to go out there and start swinging on behalf of his teammates, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it was pretty wild in the whole one at the end of the half with Arden Key, because you got Arden Key and you got guys like Cook and Foye-Oluokun who have played with Arden Key. And in the middle of that one, and Arden can be a loose cannon now too. He brought a little bit of that when he was with the Jags. He played undisciplined in that football game yesterday on a couple of occasions. All right, now for the Cook part that is being talked about by everybody in terms of the words. So he apparently said in that little melee, "I will kill you."
Sure.
To whoever that is, number 36 for the Titans. It seems like everybody has a problem with that.
When you say everybody, who's everybody, though? Just the Tennessee Titans?
Not just the Titans, but the typical, I shouldn't say everybody, you're right. It seems like it's being tried to being made into something. Like, should there be discipline for that? Can you say that? He threatened his life, some tweets have been.
Oh, my word.
The Tennessee folks are onto this. I think Pro Football Talk brought it up. I don't know if they had an opinion on it, but I think they brought it up. It's like a headline, right? There's a headline, and I think it was even on ESPN. I'm pretty sure that it was like one of those headlines that they have on the right side of their main page.
Oh, my God.
Threatened the Tennessee player. So,
yep.
I mean, I just got to believe in sports.
You hear it all the time.
I mean, even not in football, that you hear this all the time. Like, it's not like he pulled something out of his pocket and then said it.
Not like he spit on him. Like, listen.
It's not he didn't pull out his phone and show him a picture of the buck he shot a couple weeks ago on the bye week.
If a player goes like this, it doesn't mean that he has the intentions to shoot the crowd or shoot the entire opposing team. Okay? Just like when a player says in the heat of battle, "I'll kill you," or "I'll kill you," whatever. I assume it's Logan Cooke, so it's probably more of a country accent, right? "I'll kill you." Right?
That's actually pretty good. No, that's pretty good.
Not trying to be mean here. Mississippi, right?
That was Mississippi. That sounded pretty good.
And we love Mississippi on this show.
We love Mississippi.
Tell you that much.
I'm sure the other guy that was interviewing you in the locker room yesterday, Logan Cooke, loved Mississippi. But we love Mississippi.
And by the way,
we hate Lane Kiffin, but we love Mississippi.
Thoughts Mississippi. We'll talk about that later. This is, hey, welcome to professional sports. Welcome to a physical, violent game of football. Sometimes your life's going to get threatened. Like, do I need to go back and tell everybody what Drew Brees said to me when I sacked him and kind of pushed him down a little bit? And this is Drew Brees, the Christian family man who's doing all the charity work. Like, do I need to repeat what he said to me? Because I can try to say it. Like, they're saying things on College Game Day, Brent. Not sure you've been watching lately, but they're swearing nonstop. Even the female sideline reporter said the S word.
Oh.
I'm allowed one, I feel like, now. But do I have to repeat what Drew Brees said to me? Like, this is nothing new. Like, the fact this has become a story and that Tennessee Titans players are, like, kind of, like, pointing at this and saying, well, look, grow up.
It does feel soft. It feels like a soft way. Now, he wasn't, like, super complaining. You guys saw the interview, I think.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, he was just, like, kind of stunned by it. Never had that happen, especially by a punter.
I feel like Mike Vrabel says this every game to the opposing team. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I don't think Logan Cooke's going to actually murder anybody, no. The end.
So you can't get in trouble for this.
For words? No. I think we're all good.
Yeah. But, there are words like you shouldn't say. Like, we used to do this with Jalen Ramsey. Ramsey would be like, listen, man, I'll get in that other guy's head. That's part of the deal. I'll go. But I don't say anything personal, like about family or anything like that.
Don't talk about wives. Don't talk about moms. Don't
kids,
talk about family members.
It's like that's like the only thing it feels like, at least over the years, that's been out of bounds. even in this violent, crazy sport. You can grab guys, you know what? You can poke people's eyes. You can do all that stuff. I mean, not legally, but you can.
Yeah.
And then you can say crazy stuff in a violent sport, but you can't say anything about family. And there's usually a rule there.
Of course.
And most people abide by it. I got to believe there's somebody and multiple people, and maybe even every week, says, I'm about to kill you.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in a combat sport.
This is nothing new. Yeah.
So that's not surprising. And then there's the other one from.
It's the fact that it's the punter. Like this is.
I think
this
there's
is,
a little bit of that.
This is why it's a story.
Yeah.
Like if this would have been.
So you think if Jeffrey Simmons says that to somebody?
No, it's fine.
It's fine.
If Gardeck, LeQuint Allen, somebody says it, it's like, okay, whatever. But the fact that like your punter is saying this, like. This is to me why it's a story.
Okay.
Now, once again, I don't think it's a story just because like why would he say like it's a story because I find it funny.
Yeah.
Like a punter's got that much like attitude and swag to him. Like I'm all for it. Now, if this was the Titans punter or something. Well, then yeah, we're probably making a personalized video to that Titans punter, and I have something to say about it. But since it's our guy Logan Cooke, you know, with that Southern drawl, I'm all for it.
Yeah. What about LeQuint Allen now too? Because he obviously Jeffrey Simmons takes offense, or not offense. He was more explaining why he got the penalty, which was hard to tell. I watched a TV copy of that today, and they didn't really go back to that. But I think what happened on that, first of all, LeQuint Allen's trying to finish a play. He's trying to get Trevor Lawrence in on the 2-point conversion. Mm-hmm. And it was a hard tackle by Simmons, like grabbed Trevor around the neck, basically. I mean, which he was tackling him. I don't know if there's a big deal. Trevor looked like he took offense to it for a moment, but nothing crazy. But then there was something said between Simmons and LeQuint Allen. Well, that something came out, according to Simmons, basically said, I mean, I don't even want to insinuate what he said here on the show, but you go back and go see it. And that got Simmons the penalty on the 2-point conversion, which, again, was at least applied on the kickoff there. So it wasn't really like this game-changing play. What was interesting is when they had the little melee at the end of the half then, LeQuint Allen was still in Simmons' head to the point where he went and found him to get a shove in on LeQuint Allen. And I think that's the bigger part of this story, is what LeQuint Allen has done to some of the best players in the league on that side of the ball this year, or at least some of the best players that you will see, from Max Crosby to now Simmons. And I think there was one earlier that I'm missing this year. He really gets in these guys' heads. Mm-hmm. And you got to love it.
Well, he gets in their head, but he doesn't back down. Like, this is, so on the Jaguars pregame, I put him on my first team all-dark alley team.
So
basically,
absolutely.
if I'm going through a dark alley, LeQuint Allen, let's go.
Him and Greg Jones, baby.
Him and Greg Jones. Like, LeQuint Allen, let's go. Because, once again, it's something to be a great trash talker, but, like, and he put his helmet in Jeffrey Simmons' ribs. I think that was the first drive it would have been. No, second. When Trevor Lawrence goes in for the 2-point conversion, he puts his helmet right in Jeffrey Simmons' ribs.
Right there on that exchange.
Yeah, on the exchange and everything. Like, he doesn't fear anybody. Like, he's shown that all season. And then when you have the trash talk to match, chef's kiss. Thanksgiving special. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, he is. We've talked about LeQuint Allen before, but I think again that edge is coming from a guy that often could be forgotten about. He's a third down blocking back, essentially, 7th rounder. And the Jags, what they've got from him so far this year has been tremendous. But then he brings this element, that toughness element, and they will say it. And we've had shows, we ask everybody about LeQuint, and I always say this, ask somebody about LeQuint Allen, this big smile will come to their face because they love the way he plays football. And that's what you need and want. And quite frankly, I feel like the Jags do want a little bit. And the chat is bringing up Tony Baselli here. This feels like the way Tony Baselli played football. This feels like the old Jags where they're going to bully you a little bit. Well, he's the guy you do want in the alley. He's the guy you want on your team if you're about to bully somebody. And he doesn't care. It's like he has, in a weird way, it feels like he has no reverence or respect for the biggest names in the game, like almost like he doesn't know anything, know any better. And he's like, I don't care who you are. I think someone else brought up, hey, that you can tell why he was involved in some scuffles in camp. Well, because he probably didn't care that his teammates were on the other side either. He wants to hit somebody. Has not been shy about that. And right now, I think it's a really underrated part of this football team is what he's brought to the table.
Me and Hamby broke this down on Friday, and we were questioning a little bit of like, does this really feel like a rivalry game anymore between Tennessee Titans?
Yeah,
right. Because this is supposed to be the team that you hate. Like the fan base obviously doesn't like them and everything. And like we started going down the road of like, are the Texans more of a rival now than even the Tennessee Titans? And I think yesterday was just a reminder, and I think this directly comes from Tony Baselli and that front office and Liam Coen, and saying, don't forget who we're playing here, and don't let the record fool you. Like, we do not like these guys. And I think that was on display yesterday with the extracurricular stuff, the pushing, the threatening of lives, if you want to call it. Like, it was all on the table. And it was great to see, right? Because once again, yes, you were supposed to beat them yesterday, and guess what? You did. But in the fashion that you did it, and the fact that you weren't taking any crap from anybody, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like, we're back to hating the Tennessee Titans again. We're back to hating them, Brent, and it feels great.
It does feel good.
Yep.
Yeah, it does. Hey, let's get our Monday morning quarterback report driven by your local Hyundai dealers right now, and that gets us to the quarterback because I mentioned this, and I think this is really significant. The Jags' attitude against the Titans, that's been missing for decades. The Jags beating the Titans, that's been missing for decades. The rivalry did feel ramped up yesterday for whatever reason, and because it probably always will be one. I do think Houston's the bigger one right now, and for this week it better be the Indianapolis Colts, so these things ebb and flow. But the one thing is we're always in Jacksonville, since I've been here, you're like, can't beat the Titans. Can't beat the Titans. Like, I don't care what the record is, whatever else, it's like you're probably not going to beat the Titans. You're going to be pushed around by the Titans. Well, this display was really good, but it goes all the way back to 2022, and I really feel like Trevor has become a little bit of a Titan beater all of a sudden. 22, 23. He did not play the Titans last year, but he now wins in this game. He's 4-1 against the Titans since 2022. I didn't go back to the rookie season because nothing seems to add up well there. But his numbers are ridiculous against Tennessee.
Owns them.
Absolutely owns them, and we know they're good against the Colts too, and they're not good against Houston, the numbers. But it's 12 touchdowns, it's 2 interceptions, 2 of those rushing touchdowns, by the way. He's thrown for 1,300 yards at a 68% clip.
Nice.
And just really had good games. And I think one of his best games ever is against Tennessee. I think it was in 23, maybe it was 22, where he threw for 368. And he had a big 3-touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown day. He points to the scoreboard that day, like all those kind of things. Well, this was, I think, his best first half of his career, his best start. Forget about even first half. It was really the first, 15 minutes and 6 seconds. To get off to a start where you had 2 touchdowns had me thinking he was about to have a 4-touchdown day.
He was definitely on that pace.
He really was. And then they got clunky in the second half and everything. But, really good start. That's what we've been asking about Trevor. It's like, okay, there's ups and downs, and there's all this debate and all this whatever. He's winning football games, all of it. But he really hasn't been a fast starter in his career. He seems like it takes a little bit to get going. If you watch now listen, Joe Burrow just came off a big layoff. But it actually Burrow had this the other day against Baltimore. He's off to it was like a rocky start. It was like 9 for 18, but then he got going. Like, he really started to throw the football well, and I think some guys just need a little bit of that. Burrow might not be like that historically. Again, Burrow had just come off a big layoff, but it felt like Trevor, in his third quarter of games, has really got it going for the most part. He really starts firing the ball. I thought it was really big that he got off to this start, kind of set the tone. And he feels to me like he elevates his game against Tennessee. Yeah. Which is a good thing.
No, it's definitely a great thing. And yeah, I think you would want to see a couple more points in the second half and everything. Cause hey, if you would have put a 30 or 40 burger on them, come on, it's the Tennessee Titans. But at the end of the day, it was refreshing to see because you kind of stalled out a little bit on that first drive. And then, they found some ground and everything. And listen, Parker Washington with a great catch to keep that one, the second drive, I guess it would have been going.
Yeah.
And then finding Brenton Strange at the back of the end zone. Yeah, it was a great first half for Trevor. And to agree with you, I thought he was going to have a 4 or 5 touchdown type of day, just because I felt like that's what the Titans were giving him a little bit. maybe, Liam Coen does take his foot off the gas at the second half, but it was still a great showing, and that's all they need from Trevor, right? I mean, they couldn't run the football yesterday, and that was apparent that the Titans were putting an emphasis on that to try to stop that. All right, then let Trevor go beat you, and he's sure that he can handle that. And that was a cool thing to see as well, because when it's the playoffs, you want to run the football.
Yeah.
Right? And I think defenses, especially good defenses, are going to be hip to that game. So it's going to be on Trevor a little more. And I thought yesterday when the game was on Trevor, I thought he looked great. Now, one complaint, and it's not even Trevor Lawrence. Well, it's Trevor Lawrence related, but this is more of the broadcast. Who was calling the game yesterday?
It was
Spiro Deeds and Adam Archuleta.
Yeah.
Okay.
9 wins in a row.
I don't know who it was, which guy said it. Can you not refer to the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback as a comfortable Joey in his mama's pouch?
Oh, that was Archuleta.
That's all I'm going to ask.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to ask. Please, by all means, threaten lives, Logan Cooke, talk your trash. I don't need you calling the starting quarterback of a football team a Joey in his mama's pouch.
Yeah, that one got some eyebrows.
That's the only complaint I got.
I think it was last week in one of the news conferences, somebody asked Liam Coen about the footwork for Trevor, like how's it coming along, because we knew they changed some stuff. And he mentions how like he wants Trevor grounded as much as possible, and he goes through this whole kind of display, typical like Coen really kind of learn a little something. And he just talked about his feet being like, if you're on your toes, it's not great. Like he mentioned boxing and fighting. It's like, hey, your power comes from the ground. Be as grounded as you can. Well, go back and look at the Brenton Strange touchdown. And to me, like I had that, I didn't have it in my mind until I saw the play. But on the heels of him saying that just last week, if you go look at that play, first of all, he's got a beautiful pocket. And that's the play that Archuleta said it on. Yeah. But, I mean, he really had all the time in the world. There's not a threat of a pass rush. But his feet are absolutely almost like flat-footed. And it was wild to see it because, first of all, Trevor, let's be honest, he doesn't get a lot of those pockets. Not a lot of quarterbacks do. But that thing, he was just, boom, standing there. And you could actually see it and just illustrated to you almost in real time what Coen was talking about. And I thought that was pretty cool to see. So you get to kind of, how much can he do that? Can you do that when the pocket's a little crazy? Probably harder to do, but the more you can do that, the better. And again, I have a lot of people that always tell me that Trevor has no touch. Go look at that throw. That throw wasn't a rifle throw. That was just a touch throw and made it an easy catch for Strange. Last week at Parker Washington, easy touch pass. Again, I think he's throwing the football pretty well right now and playing pretty confident. And I think Jacoby Myers has a lot to do with that because there's something to rely on. I think Brenton Strange has a lot to do with that. I think it was a big deal that Brian Thomas Jr. had 2 catches on 3rd down and 10.
Well, and they went to him right away, which I thought was a good sign.
Yeah, maybe, I'm sorry. One of them I think was 2nd and 9 early on. Then it was a 3rd down, I believe, in 10, at least once, if not twice. So maybe there were a couple of those.
Yeah.
Hidden in all this, the Jags win 25-3, right? But they were pissed at the way they finished that game offensively. Mm-hmm. They were mad. There were a lot of penalties again. They couldn't run the football. Their offensive line was at times. Again, got different guys going in there. Had a big drop down the end by Trammell. Not a big drop, but it was a drop by Trammell. So their offense in the second half, you should have had 35, 40 points probably in that game, and they didn't. So I think that really bothered them, which also, I believe, shows the maturity of this football team. Like, hey, our expectation is more than that. I don't care what the scoreboard says. They didn't feel good about that second half, and they had played about 10 quarters where, for the most part, their offense was pretty clean. But the penalties did creep back in yesterday. That was a highly penalized football game.
Let me ask you guys this, because this is like the first week it feels like where I'm not going to come in here and say, hey, time to pay Travis Etienne. But do you feel like the game flow and just like, the touches, because you saw a little more Tootin, especially during the red zone in that first half. Like, is this more of they're trying to see what Tootin can do? Is this more of they're trying to rest Etienne maybe for a playoff run? Like, is this more of maybe they're trying to like not get Etienne so many touches in the red zone to maybe, save some money on him if they try to re-sign him? Like, what do you attribute yesterday to, the lion's share, at least of like the red zone looks going to Tootin more?
Yeah, I don't I don't think it has anything to do with the contract situation. I don't. There's not an ounce of me that believes any of that. I think what you said about him being fresh might be a deal. I also think we'd have to go back and look at it, but I remember even in the press box, I think it was that drive after the third quarter drive that they scored, and where Tootin did score.
Yep.
He was in that whole drive, and I think what happens a lot of times is you'll keep a guy in for a drive, like it'll be his turn for the drive.
Sure.
There's maybe more of that going on where you'll actually say, all right, ETN, catch your breath. We're going to put Tootin in for the next 4 or 5 plays at the very least, and unless he needs to come out. But I do think you see that from time to time where it's like, okay, this is your drive. Okay, this is your drive. Like that does happen with running backs.
Yeah, it does, but I just felt like in the past when you're kind of in the red zone or by the goal line, it's more the Travis Etienne show. We've seen him run Wildcat with Etienne.
Yeah.
Like it goes to show you like they have packages in place for Etienne. Once again, this is just being the casual observer. I just thought that it at least seemed like they're trying to get Tootin a lot more touches and maybe a lot more a lot more touchdowns and stuff just to maybe boost his confidence. But I was surprised by it a little bit.
Yeah. Etienne has 0 touchdowns against the Titans in his career. That's pretty wild. I think it's a balance. I think it's because he had a good game 2 weeks ago against the Chargers, and he really didn't do much last week, Tootin. So maybe to get the confidence going and keep fresh. I do think this was a football game where you went into it if you're the Jaguars, and we went into it too, right? Like, all right, if you don't make a lot of mistakes, you're so much better than this football team that you're going to win. Like, if all things are equal and there isn't a turnover in the game, and you don't just get 20 penalties to 3, you're going to win the football game. And so I think it allows you to do some things, maybe like not force Eric Armstead into a game where he's got a bad hand, or it allows you the ability to see more of Tootin, freshen up Etienne going into the Colts game. So I think you can play that game a little bit. I don't know if they actually do play that game, but I think you can have that at least within your mind, specifically in the second half when you're up 15-3 and you're about to take control of the game. You can lessen the load a little bit and save the legs on ETN. So there might have been a bit of that. People are asking about a Parker Washington update. I don't have one. I really don't know. I think we're not going to know, in my opinion, until Wednesday. It obviously hurt the hip a little bit on the incompletion. Then he tried to give it a go, and you could see him grab the hip right away on the punt return. That's not a good thing. Is it a hip pointer? I thought it was an oblique at first maybe, but I would say hip pointer is probably, or some, I don't know what else you can have on the hip, but he was walking, so that's good.
Yeah.
But will he be back for this week? I don't know. And I think we won't know until Wednesday, until he gets back on the practice field, because we know this about Coen. Coen says a lot. They're super transparent. They don't say a lot about injuries. And so I don't feel like we're going to get a lot on Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker, Parker Washington today. I think we have to wait till the practice report comes out on Wednesday, and until then we wait. But hopefully, I said this last night on Mia's show in the postgame that the one good thing about all the Jags injuries, at least to this point, knock on wood, is the Travis Hunter one is the one that is obviously, hey, you're out for the year.
Yeah.
These other injuries have been like, man, they can try to get back. And I think that's important. You don't want to be shelved for the season, because then you don't have an answer. If you can tread water through some of these injuries, which right now the Jags are doing, then they have a chance to get Trayvon Walker back in the fold, right? Eric Murray back in the fold. We saw Jordan Lewis and Brian Thomas Jr. come back in. Brenton Strange come back in. So I really do, like, there's levels of this. You hate to see guys banged up, but you know it's going to happen in the NFL. I think the thing is you don't want 6 guys on IR for the season. Like, that's a problem, because you can't fix that problem off love. More to love on a Monday morning with the Jags winning 25-3, 8-4, first place game against the Colts Sunday at the bank. Hope it's rocking. It's going to be a fun week here in Jacksonville. What about the Lane Kiffin situation and the Gators situation? College football, wild weekend over the holiday. We'll talk about that when we come back. Most of us know how to throw. but you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
What a throw! Touchdown, Jaguars!
We're coming for you.
They're going to get him on the ground, and that's going to end the ball game.
We show no mercy. Lawrence looking deep in the end zone. Touchdown!
Duval! ETN is going to take it all the way!
Right here on CBS 47.
CBS 47.
Right here. Your official station of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Jaguars strike first.
Go Jags.
You have the opportunity to explore what you might want to do with your life.
There's so many opportunities here that it can spark interest that you didn't even know you had.
If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Oh. Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why gutter helmet?
Well, gutter helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With gutter helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With gutter helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
All right, here we go. The moves are made across college football. Obviously, Lane Kiffin was the domino that made everybody else do this. And in my opinion, a pretty weak cycle outside of Kiffin being the big draw. And I think it's crazy teams are still firing their coaches like Kentucky. Like, who are you getting? I mean, I just don't think it's the greatest year to fire your coach. I believe, and I've said this, and I know FSU fans want Norvell gone. I think it's actually a break because who are they going to get? Now, again, if they had got James Franklin, maybe, but you're getting rebound guys because all the promotion guys are these guys, and not to say they're going to be bad. They might be good, including Ryan Silverfield, by the way, is a Jacksonville guy, went to Bowles, and is now headed to Arkansas. But who knows? I think the interesting one here, too, is like Alex Golish going to Auburn. Because should that have been the move for Florida? And also, USF is starting to creep up, I think, to kind of feel like a little bit of where UCF was going a few years back, where they're working on facilities, they're putting a lot into it.
They are.
And you wonder if you can win at USF in that area, you know, and everything else that goes into it. And you can win at Auburn, by the way, too. Auburn's a really good job, but there's been some stuff that's come out about the reason why Sumrall didn't go to Auburn is because there are too many cooks in the kitchen at Auburn. And so he didn't want anything to do with that. But obviously the big story is Lane Kiffin. And, man, I think the whole Kiffin thing was fun. It gets me on my soapbox of college football's the stupidity in college football is unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. But once I get past that, it was like this reality show that was kind of entertaining. And then I turned yesterday to, I hope that dude loses every game that he coaches. Like that. Yep. And I'm not even a fan of anybody in the SEC. I now am like, Team Ole Miss, and I hope LSU loses forever. Like, I'm not rooting for this guy. And again, it's the nature of the beast. It's a little bit of the system. It's the calendar. Everybody knows it's the calendar. You got to fix the calendar. This is ridiculous. But at least in the immediate,
that wanted the December window.
They did. At least in the immediate, right now, my emotions are, I hope Lane Kiffin loses every game he coaches. How do you guys feel about it?
Well, I mean, I think it's what he wants, right? I think he wants to be polarizing. Like, so I didn't go on Twitter at all Saturday because I couldn't, because my son was at his mom's for pictures and everything, and I had a DVR of the Oregon game. We had to watch it later that evening when he came over to my house. So, like, couldn't even, like, follow what was happening with Lane Kiffin. Read an article, though, on Sunday saying he was the trending topic, the top thing talked about on Twitter on Friday, on Saturday, and then Sunday morning. This is taking place during rivalry week. This is taking place during the Iron Bowl. This is taking place with a lot of things happening.
NFL Sunday.
There's NFL Sunday. There's a big wrestling event, pay-per-view with a lot of surprises that went on. Lane Kiffin was the most talked about thing. And I understand that people get very emotional talking about Lane Kiffin and how he handled this whole thing. I don't, because I see the big picture here, what he's trying to do. I'm going to come out and say I think Lane Kiffin's a genius because I think he played this perfectly. And here's why. Back when Jake Paul was coming up in boxing, and I'm about to make a Jake Paul comparison because it's exactly what it is, Hamby. Okay. When Jake Paul was coming up as a boxer, I had zero respect for him. Hated him. The first couple matches, I hate watched him because I didn't want to see him win. But then I started to realize of what Jake Paul was actually doing. Is he the best boxer? Absolutely not. Is Lane Kiffin the best coach? Absolutely not. But he knows how to work the internet. He knows how to work social media to his benefit. And that's exactly what Lane Kiffin did. Like, for all the people that wanted to paint Lane Kiffin as this great guy, he's a changed man. Is he? Because what proof did you have set aside from Marty Smith and ESPN telling us and forcing it down our throat that Lane Kiffin's a changed man? Nothing that he's done has ever proved that he's a changed man. Yeah. But what Lane Kiffin is a genius when it comes to making the narrative about him. He could have announced it Saturday after, after the Egg Bowl on Friday. He could have, but he chose not to. Why? Because when the Iron Bowl's happening, one of the biggest rivalries in all of football, nobody gave a crap. Everybody was waiting to see what Lane Kiffin was going to do. And that's what coaching is nowadays in the NCAA. It's not about tradition. It's not about even how good of a coach it is who's talking about you. Lane Kiffin going to LSU now becomes the most polarizing thing in college sports. And whether you love him or you hate him, you're going to talk about him. And when you're talking about a transfer portal and when you're talking about high school athletes that you're trying to recruit, they want to be a part of it. It's why Deion got so many great recruits when he first got on the scene at Colorado. Because was he the best coach? Was he the best candidate? No. Did he have the best team? Absolutely not. But people want to be around Deion because it was different, and either you loved him or you hated him, you want to be a part of it. Lane Kiffin now has amplified what Deion did to the nth degree. And you may hate him, and you probably should hate him, but everybody's talking about him. And in recruiting, that's the most important thing. So that's why I think Lane Kiffin's a genius, because he played this thing perfectly. He made it about him not only on Friday, not only on Saturday, but also Sunday. He literally had social media in the palm of his hand, and he's going to parlay that now into getting any guy that he wants in the transfer portal and recruiting.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he plays the game, and that's my biggest problem with college sports. It's all about the coach. They could sit there and tell me, it's about the players. It's about the players. It's about the players. Screw you, man. It ain't about the players. It's about you. And it has been about you, and not just you, Lane Kiffin. It's been about you big-time coaches from Nick Saban to you name it for decades. And that's why we are where we are in sports. I'm not going to go do that again. But, Hamby, what are your thoughts on Kiffin going? Because there are a couple of tentacles here, right? It's like, okay, no surprise. He went to LSU. LSU's a better job. He doesn't want to say it. Kind of hid behind the whole God stuff a little bit. But
it's true.
But he didn't want to say it. And he was trying to do that, I think, a little bit out of respect for Mississippi and not say, hey, this is a 10 times better job than Mississippi. But, again, I think you can argue whether these jobs are this isn't 10 years ago. It's not 5 years ago. LSU was a better job for sure, and maybe it still is. But Ole Miss ain't a bad job, and you can win there. I think they just proved that this year for the most part. But then there's other element of, did they do the right thing by not letting him coach?
Absolutely, they did. Absolutely. And promoting, it was not just that they didn't let Lane Kiffin coach. It's that they didn't just put the interim tag on Pete Golding. They promoted him. He is their head coach. If next season started tomorrow, Pete Golding's their head coach, a guy that's obviously had a lot of experience under Saban at Bama, then went over to Ole Miss. That gives you the ability to not just play for the playoff, but to also maintain continuity so that you're trying to find any source of continuity between the Lane Kiffin era and trying to maintain, hey, we're a playoff team whether we have Kiffin or not. In order to do that, you have to keep the guys on your staff. So I think that was a great move. The weird thing is we still don't know if Charlie Weiss, their OC, Joe Judge, their QB coach, got on the plane really.
I thought they said Weiss did.
That's being refuted.
Oh, is it?
They don't know. What's the thing was is that report was that Lane, which made it more about himself, saying, you either get on the plane with me by tonight to Baton Rouge or you don't have a job with me.
He debunked that.
He said it to Marty Smith, said, I never did that.
Yeah.
So, again, there's conflicting stories. Make up your own mind. It's hard to imagine that he would say that considering he took all the time that he did. But, again, that would be par for the course. I'm a huge fan. Look, if Georgia gets knocked out in the first round of the playoff, like, go Rebs. Like, let's ride.
Yeah.
Like,
they will get the sentimental vote.
They're
right?
America's team.
Absolutely.
They are America's team.
They are. They're my team right now.
And I hope they get hot. I hope they get hot.
I like the AD. I'm in his corner now. Like, I'm But it doesn't mean it's a very emotional time for everybody involved in the Kiffin. You either like him or not, because you said it, he's polarizing. Yep. But I don't know if, in reality, they just took away a very good play caller.
Absolutely.
And a lot of continuity.
They're behind.
And they're not going to win the national championship. No. And they might even lose a home game because of this, because I think you do have to take some of this into consideration if you're the committee. If you're going to take FSU not having a quarterback or whoever else, I think you do have to take this into consideration. How much weight you give them, I don't know. But, yeah, they're going to feel this is the point.
They will, but this is the exact same situation as when Heupel told Nico Iamaleava to pack his bags. Nobody's bigger than the T. Nobody's bigger than the logo.
Fair enough.
That's what the AD just told Lane Kiffin. and their whole fan base is, hey, our fan base, we appreciate what you did. And I do think that Ole Miss really tried, especially their AD, not to have any bad blood. I don't think their AD wants their fan base to hate Lane Kiffin at all.
Well, they do.
They do. They 100%
sure,
do.
You do, but also
but I think he made it a point to say, hey, we appreciate that he has brought us to a place that we've never been. However, there's an echelon that you get to in the NIL era that once you get there and once you get a coach that brings the landscape around the university, the boosters, and the even just the thought around the team, that really doesn't go with the coach. That stays. And I think he's right about that. That now that Lane got the NIL there to begin with, well, now the people that are giving, who gave a lot, you think they're now going to retract their giving because Lane's not there? No. They might even give more because they want to win in spite of him.
That's true.
So I think in that instance, Ole Miss is in about as good of a spot as it could be losing Lane for the next couple years. They might get beat pretty bad in the playoffs depending on who they play because Lane matters in game. But just about as he coaches more in game, maybe more than any coach in college football. But as far as next year, the year after, they're probably in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ole Miss handled it the best that they could.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not easy. It's not
Tough
easy
spot.
from anybody's standpoint, but yeah, I think they made the right decision. And once again, like you hear conflicting reports of, Lane threatened that if he didn't get the coach, he's going to take everybody. Like you don't really know what to believe. Marty Smith talked to him at the airport or whatever. He's getting as a tarmac, and there was a certain narrative there as well. But at the end of the day, I thought Ole Miss handled it as best as they could. And now America's behind you. You're America's favorite team. Lane Kiffin is the villain in that, in Oxford. I mean, I appreciated the fans showing up and giving him the middle finger as he's getting on the plane. I thought that was a nice touch and everything. And to me, because I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah, me.
I'm not an Ole Miss fan, and I'm not really an LSU fan. I'm a college football fan, and I think this this amplifies college football now. And I get it. Some people got hurt and everything, and some people got their feelings hurt. But if you're Ole Miss, in the back of your mind, you kind of had to think this might have happened eventually.
Yeah.
Right? So you hire this guy who already came with kind of a bad rep, and then he takes you to a new landscape. He takes you to a new echelon of college football, takes you places he's never been before. And then he gets up, then he gets up and leaves. Yeah. As he was probably gonna.
As he
right?
was going to
so
at some point.
Yeah, and I get there's that reporter out there, the kid that's called him, you can't turn a
That was a fun exchange.
That kid is 40.
Really?
40.
He's 40.
I thought he was like
20. He's 40.
I thought he was a student,
He's
reporter.
Not a student. He's been doing this a long time.
Wow. Well, he got some viewers. He got like 1 million views on the post.
Well, he actually is selling a shirt now that says
smart.
For his
sister-in-law's housewife or something.
Yeah, sister-in-law's
there you go.
medical.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. We'll turn it into a positive.
Good for him.
So it's
By the way, I like the whole that whole thing was wild. Like,
that was Kiffin going up to him after the game. And,
yeah. I mean, we had the context really matters and stuff. In his context, actually, I don't think Lane Kiffin fully knew. I think he read the headline as well. Much like what the whole Aaron Andrews thing over Thanksgiving became a thing about working on the holiday, and everybody read the headline and nobody read the story or actually looked at the context, which nobody does.
Yeah, who has time for context
for that? So that's wild, man. The whole thing's wild. All right, I want to stay on time a little bit today, so let's take a break. And when we come back, what is it? Florida gets Jon Sumrall. We're going to be in Gainesville today for that. They also get Dave Caldwell. What do you think about that? And what does this whole situation say about Florida in their program that they really, at the end of the day, about a week ago, kind of knew they weren't in the mix for Lane Kiffin? And is that a problem? By the way, I will say this. I really like the way Carter, the AD, which I really had no idea who he was, at Ole Miss, and the AD, I think it's Higgins at USF, handled their stuff. They're very transparent on social media. Higgins, especially at USF, really got an appreciation for that. Get out in front of it. Have a plan. If you watch the U.S., go look at the USF stuff. Like, they were like, hey, we're really happy for Alex and the family and everything else, and we're going to be better for it going forward, too, but we appreciate all that he's done. Like, that's the way it can work and should work.
Almost like they understood they were a little bit of a stepping stone.
Absolutely. And not, like, turned off by it. Now, I do think it's easy to be turned off by the Lane Kiffin stuff if you're Ole Miss, but even I think this guy's handling it pretty well and turning it forward and maybe even overselling it, and that's okay right now. You got to sell something to your fan base if you're an Ole Miss.
Can we please get Nick Saban back? Can there just be a little teaser? Can you imagine that?
Isn't Saban sitting in the seat just kind of talking about it all almost better?
It is.
No, I mean, it's better, but like, can you imagine? But I'm just saying, like, how everyone reacted towards Lane Kiffin and that whole situation. If Nick Saban puts his coaching hat back in the ring, it might break down Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me real quick. Let me name you a school and you tell me if they've hired a coach yet. Florida.
Yes.
Yeah.
LSU.
Yes.
Auburn.
Yes.
Arkansas.
Yes.
VTech.
Yes.
What the hell is Penn State waiting for?
Boy, I forgot about Penn State. I know. What are they doing?
I thought Lane was going to go to Penn State. Like, the people were making rumors that he's actually going to Penn State at in the final hour.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
I totally forgot.
In-house.
I don't understand Kentucky is changing either. Like, I don't get it.
Wait
till next
Luke
year.
Fickell to be done with this season.
Well, they're done.
No,
they're done.
I'm aware. I watched that Minnesota game.
We'll be right back. We'll talk more Jags, too, but it's a wild college football landscape as well coming up the holiday weekend.
Choose your own adventure. It's not just a saying, but a way of life here at Cycles of Jacksonville. And whether it's 2 wheels or 4 wheels, at Cycles of Jacksonville, a great adventure awaits. With brands like Honda, Vespa, Segway, and Triumph, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with their inventory featuring a 60,000 square foot building. If 4 wheels is more your thing, check out the largest selection of Honda Talons in the entire county. No matter what you're looking for, Cycles of Jacksonville is going to have the selection you need, all with great financing and rebates. Plus, if you're active duty military, Cycles of Jacksonville will offer you 0% financing along with great discounts for military and first responders. And when you want to get off the road and set sail, Cycles of Jacksonville has you covered with everything you need to get on the water. So if you're ready for a great adventure, let Cycles of Jacksonville be your guide. Located off Atlantic Boulevard, or check out their website at cyclesofjacksonville.com.
How do we make Mason's famous lobster rolls? It's simple. We get up before dawn, head into the open waters of Maine, haul in our traps by hand, and send only the best straight to our restaurants, where we add warm butter or chilled mayo with a squeeze of lemon and pile it on a toasted split-top roll, just like it's been done for nearly a century. That's the recipe for Mason's famous lobster rolls.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You okay?
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it. Do you know what you want?
Yeah. I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease a Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month, or get 2.99% APR, or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant, or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Year 2 is in the books for the Jacksonville Armada women's under-23 squad, taking another step forward in the Women's Premier Soccer League. Under the guidance of head coach David Goff, the girls in blue went undefeated at home for a second straight season, including a dramatic draw in the opener.
And they've left it to the death. Unbelievable stuff.
And a late winner to end the season at home.
Headed on. Here's a chance. Gianna Ramirez brings it down, still alive, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
After fielding a younger roster in 2025 with talent from all across Northeast Florida, the future is bright for the Armada women's team. We highlight the ladies and all things Jacksonville Armada each week on Fleet and Footy on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
I'll put one in the back of the net for you.
Join us for player profiles, fun interviews, and the very latest on the Fleet and all things footy. That's every Thursday at 2 p.m.
Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt. And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Automatically worked. It's almost automatically worked. Like Hamby was still yapping in the hallway.
Keep it up, Hamby.
And
you're going to be replaced by AI in no time.
Heating up his hamburg. So he was late, and but I was like, what's going to happen here? It went from the break to the open.
Yep.
And it is the first time. I don't think he's ever missed that. And it actually took us. I was like, wow, this is amazing. This works by itself. We don't need a Hamby.
That's what I'm saying, Hamby. You may have messed up, man.
So now from here, I just got to push the audio button.
Much like Ross Matisic was just like, oh, wait, I'm sorry. Devon Hamilton's doing what now? I better get my back right real quick. Give me 2 Flintstone vitamins. I'm going back in. I can't lose my job. Because all of a sudden you got Devon Hamilton long snapping now. You save a roster spot, Brent, right? Maybe you
He's the new Travis Hunter.
Ross Matisic was like, not on my watch. Not on my watch.
Hey, let me put a little finish on not finish on the college football talk, because there's a lot going on. And this is the Florida side of it. Again, Jon Sumrall named the head coach, and they did move quick on this part. And then Dave Caldwell named the GM. And by the way, this was a deal a couple years ago. It almost came up for Dave Caldwell. Came up a lot in this cycle as well. So there's been a lot of back and forth there. And the former Jaguars GM, which will sit a certain way for Jags/Gator fans. But at the end of the day, it's an interesting new role. And I think it's totally different role than the NFL role. It's just new. In college football, and we're seeing it happen all over the place, from Ron Rivera, who's doing it basically at Cal, and Andrew Luck at Stanford, and now you get
what's
Dave
his name
Caldwell
was at UNC. Obviously, that's
they
paid him a lot.
Yeah, what's his name?
Tannenbaum?
No, it's not Tannenbaum. It's the other guy that hates the Jags.
Yes.
Hell's his name? I think it's kind of an idiot.
Those names.
Whatever. It look him up. He used to be with the Browns, I think, as well.
Oh, Michael Lombardi.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so anyway, that's kind of the role of the GM now. They end up getting Jon Sumrall, who I think is a good coach. The problem, much like the NFL, is if you go on the defensive side, that means your next hire as the OC has to be really good too. Mm-hmm. And so they've got to get it right on the offense, especially at Florida. And he said it. in his statement. He's like, hey,
Whoever
it's
told him to say that.
mandatory. Yeah, smart
job.
move. Smart move. He said it's mandatory to have a good offense, right? And so you can build culture, you can build toughness, you can win football games as a defensive coach. You can do all those things. Look what's happening up in New England. And I think look what's happened with Saban and Kirby Smart and others. A lot of success.
All the best ones are defensive.
But you also got to be able to score points. And, Nick Saban made that transition while he was at Alabama, where they did start to score points, and there was an emphasis on opening up that offense. Kirby Smart's done the same thing. So that's the tricky part, is you've got to do both. And now they got to go get this one right. Who will that be? We'll see.
Brian Daboll.
I've seen a Brian Daboll reference.
I don't think you want that.
I think people have mentioned like a Cade Bell reference, Kerwin's son, who's up in Pittsburgh. We'll see. But there's an introduction today for the Florida Gators. And I don't know if they're introducing both Sumrall and Caldwell or just Sumrall, but we're going to be there. Stuart Weber's on his way to Gainesville this afternoon. I think we'll carry that for you live right here on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, actionsportsjacks.com, Action News Jacks app. So make sure you check out the Gators news conference as we'll head to Gainesville here on a busy Monday.
They got their guy that's going to give them a soundbite.
Yeah, I don't mind the hire. And I start to wonder this, Austin, like $7.5 million, I think, is the deal for him.
Yeah.
And when you don't have to pay $13 million, does that automatically say, wait, we can now use more money on our roster? I don't think it's as simple as that. But I do wonder if I like the fact that Florida actually saves money on this deal. Like, they don't put themselves in a hole that, say, Florida State is in right now. Or LSU just paid $54 million to Brian Kelly, and that was a slam dunk to work out. Well, it didn't. Well, what happens when Lane Kiffin either leaves or you don't like the job he's doing because he can't win the big one, which I think is a question for Lane Kiffin. Then you fire him after 4, whatever, right? Who knows? But then you're stuck, or you might be stuck, or you're down a lot of money. So I actually think this lines up to maybe where it should be a little bit more in college football, where you got a guy making $7 million.
That was what they paid Napier.
And then you can invest potentially more into either facilities, program, players, whatever it wants to be.
Players now. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's got to be with the players. And I agree with you. I think, like, when you see that contract and everything, you see what, like, the other guys are making, maybe get a little bit of a discount. That's how I do feel about it. As okay, then you can put the money back in the football team, right? So I think that is a good thing because now we're starting to see, and Lane Kiffin's kind of at the forefront of this now, it's all about how much money you have to pay your players.
It really is.
I mean, Texas Tech's going to make a run by doing this, you would think.
Good point.
Lane Kiffin's going to make a run eventually, I think, doing this. Like, this is what it's turning into now. Like, not only if I'm a coach and I'm getting courted and everything, I'm like, okay, how much money are you going to give me? Great. How much money can I pay my players?
Yeah.
Like, that's what college football is now.
That's part of the formula. Hamby, I mean, do you like the move for Sumrall? I mean, it was always going to be second place, right?
Yeah.
With all due respect to Jon Sumrall, this was the Lane Kiffin show and everybody else.
Yeah, I mean,
across
it's not
college
fair to
football.
him.
It's not, but it's okay. I mean, he doesn't care about that either, I don't think.
Well,
he's
he's
probably pretty happy getting the job that he got.
Yeah.
He earned it, and I think the Gators should be pretty happy about this. I know they're not over the moon. LSU fans are more over the moon. I think the Kiffin thing would have been really fun. It would have felt Spurrier-like. I still question whether you would have won and got to the mountaintop, and I think you're going to question a lot of these things with Sumrall too. But my point is, you're doing it in a different way, and maybe for now this can work out to be a better way. Like sometimes these are the better moves that get made. I would say this a lot about the Jags in free agency. The move you don't make sometimes is actually a good move, even though it feels like you whiffed at the time or didn't get it at the time. That can happen.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see. Hopefully the Gators are fortunate enough for that to happen because I can't be watching Florida State be this crappy every year. Like I don't even care about them. This is stupid. Like you should not be this bad at Florida and Florida State. You can't be 3-8 and 5-6 and playing a football game around Thanksgiving weekend. Just please get these teams in the state of Florida back to respectability.
Might be a while for you. For that's the case. Look, the Spurrier stuff is interesting to me. Is like the two. It seems Gators fans, close your ears. They have two criteria as their next head coach. You got to be a great offensive mind so we can air raid it, and you've got to be able to give us a soundbite. Other than that, we don't care. It's like the two things. As long as there's a second coming of Spurrier and you say some interesting things and ruffle some feathers and You know how to coach offense. Those are the only two things you care about. Well, you got one of those because as we talked about a little bit on Stadium Pulse this morning, 9 to 10 a.m. Mondays and Fridays. When we played Sumrall's soundbite 2 weeks ago about Tulane being in the top 25 and him saying, "Whoa, if we're in the top 25 must be pretty bad because we're average." We played that soundbite right here.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty similar to Spurrier at South Carolina. Well, our quarterbacks can't throw. Our kickers can't do this. Leaders, we don't got any of those. Remember that? I mean, sounds pretty similar to me, self-deprecating your own team. So congratulations, Florida. You got half of what you wanted. Now, the challenge obviously is you got a defensive guy. I think Sumrall's he could be pretty good. I mean, to me, he gives me Dan Lanning vibes. He's a psycho.
Yeah.
He seems like a psycho.
That's not a bad
comp. He seems like grit your teeth during a sideline interview. Psycho, meathead dude. And I know it's not offense, but you need a little change of pace. I mean, I like Billy Napier as a human being a lot, but that guy was about as vanilla, calm as it gets.
Oh, too calm for football. Yeah, too calm, especially if you're not winning.
And this is the course correction of football.
Yeah.
You know, if you have that kind of that boring, unassuming hire, then the next one kind of has to be the opposite. At least that's what I feel like ADs and everything want to go for. And I think this is what you're getting here, Hamby. Like, yeah, it's not a splash, like it's not a polarizing pickup like name-wise, but attitude, personality-wise, this is different.
Yeah, I think it is. One last thing on this, and now we'll get back to the NFL and the Jags and everything else. Is this an example? Obviously, LSU's a better job than Florida. That's why Lane Kiffin's going. There's other things, family, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But the money was equal. You know, everybody can play with whatever they want to play with money-wise to spend on NIL. You know, the LSU gig is different. It's really good. And it's better than maybe a lot of them in the country. I don't know if it says it's awful like Florida, like you might say, oh, my gosh, they couldn't get Lane Kiffin because it's a bad job. I don't think it's that. It's not a bad job. I just think there's always been this little bit of an oversell at how good of a job it is. It's lacked in facilities at times. It was late to the party on the NIL transfer portal stuff where everybody else was more organized in Florida. They've had two really good stints of football at Florida. Spurrier in the 90s and Urban. And outside of that, it's not Notre Dame. It's not Alabama. It's not LSU. And I don't think people like to admit that here. But I think this was a little bit of a wake-up call.
Brent,
all right.
It didn't have to be. You guys just hired McElwain and Muschamp and Mullen and Napier. We've done this for 20 years. You guys are not a top 10 program. You're 15. You needed this one.
Well, they can be a top 10 program if they get the right guy. Yeah.
But you hired Jim McElwain. And then you hired Dan Mullen, which was a good hire. And then you went to Napier. You needed a fourth coach of this caliber to prove that you finally weren't one of the best programs in the country?
Yeah, I think they did. I wonder if Florida fans finally feel it.
That's ridiculous. Well, you should have known that Jim McElwain. You should have looked at his teeth and said, man, we're not a top 10 program.
But see, Hamby, the problem is when you go from Urban Meyer in his heyday.
I get it.
You had the resume, you had the expectations built up where maybe it was a little blind faith, but people did think okay, well, we're the Florida Gators. We win national championships now. Anything less, we won't settle for. That was the narrative for a while, and it should have been because that's what happens when you win a national championship.
Yeah. They're at top of the world.
Yeah, the standards raised.
I get it, but it's okay, so if Kirby Smart hypothetically were to go to the NFL and somebody would have come in and the Dogs have 2 8-4 seasons. We can't expect, as Georgia fans, we're not a top 5 program in the country.
But it's
regardless
different
of what we just did. Obviously, we are now. I wish we were, but it would be naive of me to think that just because we had that success recently, Georgia, name, all of that stuff, and maybe they can be in the future, but to almost assume that Georgia's right on par with LSU, Ohio State, all that stuff in a coaching cycle, I think that's naive of me, and I think that's where Florida is times 5.
But Hamby, it's different now than when it was with Urban Meyer and then McElwain and everything because you didn't have the NIL. So like it wasn't an even playing field. What you had was tradition. What you had was expectations. Now it's like any team any year can buy their way on to be a top 10 team.
100%.
Right. So like that's different. But if you want to look back at Florida and like when they were in their heyday with Urban and then you after that, like yeah, expectations were there. And then they should have been because they went to the promised land. Not once, but twice. And there wasn't an NIL where it's like, okay, every year is going to be different. Like, no, you hang your hat on, look it, we built a winning program. We win championships. This is who we are now. Like, you can sit here and say that it's foolish for Florida fans to think like that. I don't think so. And once again, I don't have a dog in this fight. But when you win a national championship, especially in that era of college football, that does mean something. I'm going to be honest now, if Texas Tech wins.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, okay, well, next year, watch out. Like, no, it's tight. Like you don't build anything anymore in college football.
Yeah,
it's literally like some teams it'll be a one-off. I feel like just simply because of players and recruiting and everything. But I just think that back then, Hamby, when you won like you did, it was okay to have expectations of being a powerhouse, of being a top 5, a top 10 team.
Well, on top of that, though, if you take that era right all the way up to 2009, really the Gators were on a 20-year run outside of the Ron Zook stuff. Where like once Spurrier left and then Urban got there. So they really were on a hell of a run. I mean, that was they really were that. But now we've seen 2010 to 2025. And so you're not reminded of that. Now it's like it really looks like the way I presented it, where you really had 2 of those guys in a 3-coach cycle that were awesome and elevated your program to elite. And again, Spurrier, what he did was amazing. I mean, they were a top team, and Urban the same. And they can get back there. Like, you can get back there. But I just think this is like, they were out of the dance, man. I mean, Ole Miss, it was Ole Miss over Florida.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was LSU all the time, probably, but it was Ole Miss over Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Dan Mullen was a good hire at the time, it felt like, but he was still their second or third choice, if I remembered. So, again, these things change cycle to cycle. This is not me hating on the Gators saying it's a bad job. I just think it's a little in your face. It's like also not the best job. Like, why would Marcus Freeman leave Notre Dame for Florida? Like, there was some thought that he would. Like, why would he?
That's naive.
Like, but I do think people think, like, yes, he wants it. He wants to come here.
No.
Now, Lincoln Riley, there was some talk that he might want to get in this game.
Yeah.
Now, and I don't know if that was really true or not. But I don't know what USC is right now, and, you know, my feelings on Lincoln Riley. But everybody wants in the SEC. I do understand that. Like the SEC, wherever college football lands, if you're in the SEC, you feel safe, right? And you're going to make the most money. You're going to have the most resources. You're going to have all this, blah, 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 blah. So I understand the want to be there. But again, I think the Notre Dame thing tells the story. Like, that's a job that they have made good again. Brian Kelly did. Marcus Freeman has too. And that's also got the tradition. And they're also going to play in this era of money and everything else. And they're going to be a factor. And they've got some things nobody else can offer because of their independence. So, like, you're not just saying, hey, Marcus, let's come to Florida. This is the best job in the country. No, it ain't better than the job I already got.
Okay, wait, Emmy.
I just wanted to, I know he's trying to get back to the NFL. Brent, everybody did this morning is pissed at Strickland. Are they, or should they be?
Listen, I like Scott Strickland a lot. I think you have right to be mad at Scott Strickland, not because of just this. I think this was a little more uncontrollable with Lane Kiffin, because if he's going to pick LSU, he's going to pick LSU.
Then what? Yeah.
But I do think he has had a problem getting football coaches. And he's also had, like, really – now, listen, Todd Golden saved Scott Strickland. Like, Golden saved him last year. That thing looked messy, and then all of a sudden they turn it. Yeah. That thing goes away. They win a national title. Look at the baseball situation. He's got some stuff going on there with Sully. Now, everything else has been really good. But this is what you're talking about when you're talking about big-time college athletics. Football, way up here, basketball, and even baseball in the SEC. And where are you at? And that's where you're judged. And so, yeah, man, I don't I think there's reason to be frustrated because you're not confident, based on the last few hires, that this one's going to be a good hire.
Yeah. Hamby, I got 2 quick questions. Put yourself back up there.
Okay.
College football question, Stadium Pulse coming at you. Is Texas going to get in?
No.
Should they?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow, okay. I was getting ready to go to bet for Texas. I think they're one of the best 12 teams in the country, but okay.
Well, ask this one. Are you going to ask this one? Notre Dame, Miami?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to ask it, but it's worth a. What are you asking? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, the thing is, they both have 2 losses. Should it just come down to bam, 2 losses head-to-head?
Say it, I'm sorry?
Head-to-head, Miami beat Notre Dame way back.
Yes.
Notre Dame's definitely the better football team right now. There's no doubt about it. Yep. Everybody would say that.
Yep.
If they played again right now, you would probably take, I think 99 out of 100 would take Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they lost to them way back.
Sure.
Should that be the decider?
Well, losing? No, because I think what you did way back is different than what you are now. Like, if I'm looking at this and I'm saying, who are the best teams right now?
Which
so
is what
I take
you
Notre Dame.
Probably could do, should do.
But that's why I kind of look at
have
Texas and be like, well, Texas is...
There's a beef.
Yeah, Texas is a pretty solid team. Other question, congratulations to your Georgia Bulldogs for playing in another SEC championship against the Alabama Crimson Tide. Mm-hmm. Came across a tweet from you. I assume this happened before the Georgia game.
He's got receipts.
Just want to get your thoughts on it.
I've been on the other side of this, Hamby. I can't wait to watch
this it. This came in the you just missed kind of thing. Like this wasn't live. I saw this morning. And I quote. So this is from a couple days ago. Gunnar Stockton going to show y'all yet again that he should be in the Heisman conversation. No 8 OTs this year. Go Dogs. Going to go over my research real quick. Gunnar Stockton against Georgia Tech. 11 for 21, 52% passing percentage, 70 yards passing. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. 70 yards passing. One touchdown, 1 interception for a QBR of 56.21. Still Heisman favorite, or?
I never said it's favorite. I said, what did I say? Contention.
Okay, my bad. Gonna show y'all yet again that he should be in the Heisman conversation.
Okay.
Is the conversation done, or?
I mean, he's still got like 3 touchdowns, 5 picks.
11 for 21, a 52% passing for 70 yards.
Yes.
1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Yes.
Are we still having the conversation, or can we stop the conversation?
You can stop it.
We'll stop it. My bad. Hey, but I appreciate it, though, because you didn't delete it, which I would have deleted it.
By the way, I saw the odds today. He's plus 30,000 to win the.
I think
you should throw 100 on.
Here comes the nickel bet for Hamby for the week.
I think he should be 5th. I think he's the 5th best player in college football.
Did Casey lose? I didn't even check to see. Casey lost? All right, I lost. Casey lost. I don't know, man. Whatever. Okay. Now he's teasing it.
Yeah, we'll see. Don't do it right now. Let's tease that. All right. That was an hour of college football talk, pretty much.
Thanks, Lane.
If you want more, flip it over to another station. We're going back to the NFL.
Let's go. Let's bring it back.
Go watch my guy in Ole Miss, Ben whatever. Ole Miss would be a fun watch. Like, we could go side by side today on Ole Miss's programming and just watch it.
And
it would be great theater.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine.
Wouldn't it? And again, I feel for him. I'm on your side, Ole Miss, but it would be highly entertaining.
Yeah, forget doing our show. Let's just go to the live feed of Ole Miss for the week.
Can we just put that on the network and take it? Man. We want to syndicate this.
Logan Cooke can
just for the week,
right? Logan Cooke can get us in there
at Mississippi State.
They're
not as angry.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're laughing too.
They're probably laughing
a little bit, even though they lost. It doesn't matter. It feels like they won this weekend for sure. All right, we'll take a break. Brent and Austen Show, Action Sports Jax 24/7 Network. We will see who won, I think, some of those wagers, and also get back to the Jags and the NFL. The NFL is wild right now. I think I saw 5 divisions decided by 1 game or less right now, which I can't remember exactly how long ago since that's happened. But there's a lot up in the air in the NFL, and what we saw this weekend was really an indication of it. Are the Cowboys for real? Are the Chiefs done? Which Bills team's going to show up? Are the Steelers any good? Who's going to win the North? Do the Bengals have a chance? 3 teams from the South? Holy Carolina Panthers. I mean, what is going on? It's awesome. Great theater. here as we enter December. When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
If you look good, you feel good. And the medical professionals here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics are here to make you feel your best. I'm on camera every week, and I have a confession to make. I'm not always confident in my appearance. Can you see my dark circles? Is my makeup highlighting my fine lines instead of covering them up? I question it all. So when I found out about the wide variety of procedures here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics, I knew help was just one appointment away. Medical Director Dr. Megan Deacon-Casey and her board-certified physicians have been using the latest in cutting-edge technology for the last 10 years, giving men and women their personal confidence boost. From Botox, fillers, Morpheus 8, and so much more. The hardest part was figuring out what I needed. Thankfully, the medical team walked me through what would work best for me through a free consultation. Come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Sandwood High School, class of 2002.
High school sports, travel sports, youth sports of all kinds. They are a one-stop shop carrying Nike, Adidas, Under Armour brands, and more.
Vincent Caldes, Oak Leaf High School.
Samuel Coffrin, Paxton School for Advanced Studies.
Whether it's sports teams on the field or it's your team in the workplace, like our Action Sports Shacks team, and community events like the Dream 18 Golf Tournament, and many others.
Colts Hilly,
Hilliard High School.
Reagan Webb, Eagles View Academy.
Look good, feel good, play good with Baker Sports. Custom sports apparel since 1997. Shop with the hometown team at bakersport.com.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Well, there you go. Take a look at the NFL playoff picture, and it really feels wide open, across the National Football League. I said it earlier, the AFC has 10 teams right now, and I'm not even counting the Dolphins, who probably think they still have an outside chance, that's tough. But there are 10 teams in the AFC, the 10th being the Chiefs. So in the NFC, I think I saw this yesterday. Did Ty tell me this? So the Rams are 9-3 as the 1 seed and a bye right now. San Francisco's 9-4 as the 7 seed. That's
how do you get beat by the Carolina Panthers and you're still the 1 seed?
Well, you got a little cushioning.
I don't know. Bears Jaguars Super Bowl, book it. I don't know. Like there's no way to tell anymore. Like I have no idea.
Well, that's awesome.
Say that one more time.
Put it back up.
No, I want you to.
Oh, Bears Jags Super Bowl book. I'm kidding.
I know.
But okay. But no, like Hammy, put it back up real quick. Like what? You tell me.
Yeah, I don't know where you got this one, by the way, because the Jags are the 3, Indy's the 6 right now.
Hamby putting a jinx
so is the
on
rest
us
of
already.
this right?
Putting a jinx on us already, Hamby.
Is this the correct one? Because that's not correct.
Let me double check.
But I mean, Eagles get beat at home.
The Eagles. What talking to this week? We're starting.
AJ Brown, those dominating, so you gotta like that for him.
You gotta like that for him.
Good for him.
I think there are some murmurs of, can we get Doug Peterson back to Philly just for as OC? The Eagles are weird. Just a weird, but they've been not great all year. And I don't think you have to be dominant, and you can find it at some point. But they just don't feel like it. Just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
In Philly, and I don't think it's intimidating. Philly at times, like last year, I thought they were intimidating. Saquon Barkley, their physical prowess, the depth of their roster, like all that. I don't think anybody's afraid to play Philly.
No, without a doubt. Hamby, can you put that thing up one more time? I mean, I know it's not right, but I just want to quick do something here.
I got a new one because, yes, the Bears are now the 1 seed.
Oh, the Bears are the 1?
Yes.
This climate.
This economy.
The Chicago Bears are the number 1 seed in the NFC.
What a job he's done, really.
Yeah.
And I still think they're frauds.
I know. I'm with you.
Wow, I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to say.
No, it's not fair anymore, but like.
The reason why I don't think that's fair is Caleb Williams' numbers are good. He's played good. Like he's been more consistent than Trevor. And you believe in the Jags. You don't think the Jags are frauds?
Well, I mean, as Super Bowl contenders, I would say they
I don't think the Jags are Super Bowl contenders either. I'm just saying, I don't think the Bears feel like they are either.
Well, I mean, they're the 1 seed.
Okay, so maybe a little bit fraudulent on the 1 seed.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
But I also don't think they're going to end up as the 1 seed. Well, they got a tough-ass schedule. So I don't think they're going to be that team. But I also think if they got in the dance, they could probably beat anybody.
I mean, did anybody have them even getting out of last place of their own division?
No.
Because I don't think I did.
It's incredible. They play in a tough division, and they're doing this.
See, like, when you look at, like, and I forgot what I was listening to yesterday. I was watching a game. It may have been Tony Romo said this. It may have been Tom. I think it was Tony Romo said, like, when you get to this late in the season, the teams that are going to be there at the end are the teams where you know exactly what they are. And I think you know kind of what the Jaguars are.
You do.
Like, they can stop the run, and usually they can run the football, and they can play complimentary football with Trevor when you need to. Like, that's a good sign. Pro Jags. I think the Colts, even though Daniel Jones is playing with 1 leg right now and everything, like, you kind of know what they are.
You know what they are.
It goes through Jonathan Taylor. The Ravens, do you really know what they are? I mean, I know what they're trying to be, but we don't know what they are. The Chargers, I feel like we know what they are, but it's not a good, I mean, they have no offensive line, right? Justin Herbert's going to be running for his life. And their defense is kind of up and down.
Yeah, they're not.
So we don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Broncos?
I think they might struggle to get in. Watch their schedule. LA,
sure.
It's tough.
So Broncos, play great defense.
Yeah, and I think they know how to win games. They've trailed in 9 straight games and won all 9.
So you kind of know what they are.
I think I know who they are. And they've got a good coach. And, I don't like them that much, but they got a good coach.
Bills.
Not sure.
I don't know who they are either.
They feel more like Carolina and Atlanta.
Yep.
Like where you're like, what can you get? You can get really good or you can get not so good.
And then the Patriots, that almost seem like Bears-esque, but you can't you got to give the Patriots props.
Yeah, I
have a quarterback, you know.
Yeah, and Vrabel is.
Vrabel is.
You know.
And yeah, so I guess you know who they are, but I look at their team, I look at their wide receivers, I'm like, how are they as good as they are?
Here's what let me take this a different way.
Yeah.
Here's what I trust. I trust the fact that I do think Sean Payton and that defense they're good. They know how to win.
Sure.
I do think Mike Vrabel knows how to win.
Sure. Okay.
I do think Josh Allen can will you to win, even though you're not as great around him.
I know, but see, Brent, it looks different this year. I'm not going to say that much. It's the Bills don't look like the teams that they look like in the past couple years.
Oh no, I get that, but
Okay.
I do think I know Josh Allen can win
Sure.
football. I can put it on his back and he can win.
Okay.
Outside of that, I don't trust anything else because you don't know if Daniel Jones is going to kind of go back to what he was. They're hurting on defense now. I mean, Jonathan Taylor.
That's what you got to trust with him.
But I don't know if that's enough because I do think you can stack and stop runs. It's not enough. You've got to be a little more dynamic than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they have that right now, the way they're beat up and everything else. And we're going to find out over the next week. Baltimore, you said it. I don't know if they're even going to win the North. I don't know if the Bengals are going to creep in there. I don't know if the Steelers are going to creep in there. Lamar Jackson, I mean, seriously, and I get it. He's got so much equity built up. But if you watch that Lamar Jackson game the other day.
Well, he's not 100. He's playing hurt.
He's got to be playing hurt.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he missed guys by 10 feet. And he made some really – and he couldn't overcome them. See, a lot of times – I say that about Josh Allen. Josh Allen makes some silly mistakes, but then he overcomes them and he delivers. It's what I liked about Trevor last week, right? He made some silly mistakes maybe, but he overcame them with some really good throws. We're not seeing that right now to Lamar Jackson. And I think Lamar – you watch that Cincinnati game, and I know T. Higgins didn't play, but – I mean, every third down, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. And I know Burrow's great. I'm just saying, he's got that dude. What does Lamar Jackson have? Lamar Jackson has nothing like that. He's got an aged DeAndre Hopkins and, quite frankly, an aged Derrick Henry to help support, and an aged Mark Andrews. So he's got these three guys that used to be really good in their prime, but now you're kind of wondering if they're hanging on a little bit. And that's what he's got. And I think Zay Flowers is just okay. I don't know how you guys feel about him, but he's not Jamar Chase. So I just looked at those two quarterbacks in that game, and I'm like, man, this is what it looks like when you don't have stuff to trust. And this is what we talk about here with Trevor a lot. He doesn't have the luxury just to chuck it up to Jamar Chase over the years. Yeah. That is a hell of a luxury. When Patrick Mahomes playing his best football, that's because Kelsey, boom, find him. Tyreek Hill back in the day, find him. It's hard when you don't have guys. And I think Lamar's proven it so far when he's come back, and obviously he's a little banged up too. So if you look at what I trust, again, those 1 and 2 seeds, I kind of trust those teams to win in January because of their head coaches and have them ready. Sure. And their defense at Denver. And I would say they don't seem to make a lot of mistakes in New England, but they're kind of a young team as well. So maybe they will in January, having not been there. And then I trust Josh Allen, but I don't – I wouldn't bet against Josh Allen. I don't really trust the Bills, but I wouldn't bet against them.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but then I probably wouldn't bet against Lamar Jackson either if it's crunch time.
In playoffs?
Lamar Jackson, I mean –
Lamar Jackson playoffs hasn't been –
Both have not been to Super Bowls, though.
But,
he has not been good in the playoffs.
But Josh Allen has won games, lost games 45-42 in the playoffs, Yeah. I just feel differently about Allen, I think. And then in the NFC, go down the list. I don't know, maybe you can put it up again real quick. But, I mean, I don't trust the Eagles. I wouldn't say you trust the Bears right now. Seattle, I don't know if you should trust Sam Darnold. Tampa Bay, they really don't look great.
If they get healthy, time will tell.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're going to get out. Carolina might beat them. They play each other twice, I think, still.
Yeah.
Green Bay's a weird one. You know that team very well. But I think I trust Green Bay, though, because LaFleur wins, and their defense with Parsons, you trust it.
You do trust that.
I think I trust them more than anything else. San Fran, I don't know, and I do trust the Rams. I mean, the Rams at the end of the day. I think I would take the Rams right now, and second, I think I'd take Green Bay. Out of these seven.
And that's once again because you still have the Lions creeping up on Green Bay as well.
Okay, so if I gave you the Packers.
But I don't trust the Lions this year.
No, I don't trust them. I mean, I don't trust them either, but I can also trust that. I mean, I don't trust them, but I can see them squeaking in and making a run.
Oh, yeah.
So.
If I gave you the Packers and the Rams versus the field, what would you take?
Packers and Rams.
I think I would take the field because I would trust either Seattle or I know Philly doesn't look good, but like if they get healthy, they're too talented not to be like. If Philly doesn't do something this year, then it's a testament to their coach. I think because like what changed from last year to this year? Like, okay, Saquon's not himself. Okay, but I don't know. I think you have too much talent in Philly on offense and defense to be in the conversation of will you guys make a run or not.
Out of all these teams, I trust the Rams the most. They can play defense, and they've got McVay and Stafford.
Yeah.
And to me, that's better than anything everybody else has right now.
I mean, Ben Johnson's taking his shirt off, though, so,
Goofy, but I get it.
Oh, don't be a hater, Brent. Come on now.
He's an interesting dude.
Brent, I need hate on it. Come on.
No, I'm not hating on it. I like why he did it. It would be one thing if he did it because he was just doing it. He did it for the whole free food stuff, which I get.
Well, and I feel like Dan Lanning does it like at least three times a game.
Yeah, you could look at Liam Coen. Would he do that if everybody got free whatever? I could say maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a funny instance of like, see, it's the Dan Campbell effect. Like, I just think like if you're comfortable with your team and you want to do outlandish things, so be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes teams will go, okay, we'll rally behind that. And sometimes teams will go, not so much.
All right, so let me ask you guys this right here, quick. I just put this out there. Who's going to the Super Bowl? I think somebody in the chat said right now Rams against Patriots. I don't have the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I don't think they've played any. I know they have a couple of good wins, but I don't think they've played people. Now, if you get it at home, you never know and all that stuff, but I'm not picking the Patriots to go to the Super Bowl. I just don't feel that way, and maybe it's just because I can't stand when the Patriots keep winning, even though I just came from there this weekend. I think I would take the Rams right now, and I think I would take – oh, my gosh, yeah, the AFC is hard.
Wide open.
The AFC is really hard. I think I'm taking Denver. I think I'm taking Denver because Denver's really hard to win, and that defense is going to travel. But I guess I'll take Denver. But I don't say it confidently, so I'm going to take Denver and the Rams right this moment.
Yeah, I would probably actually agree. I think I would take Denver and the Rams as well. Because, like, Denver, once again, Bo Nix still has to show me something, I feel like. But that defense, like, in terms of quarterback sacks and pressure and everything, like, they're far ahead. Even like the Texans, they're far ahead of everybody else. So, like, you can, like, they'll show up every single week with that.
Yeah.
So you like that.
Washington looked good against them, though.
They did, I know.
Here's what, I'll give you something else, guys. I believe you could have two teams go to the Super Bowl that are not even on that screen.
I know.
You could have the Lions and the Chiefs. You could have, I don't know who else is out on the outside looking in on but the Lions are the team I'm thinking in the NFC. You could have the Lions in Houston.
Other than the Cowboys, that's pretty much it. Cowboys and Panthers.
The Cowboys that's still a long way to go to even get back in the mix. But I think you do. I think you could see the Lions going on a run. Although they brought up a good point, I think, on Thanksgiving Day. The fact that they lost now, they got to go outside and play. That's a huge deal. They're gonna have to go on the road, and they're gonna have to go outside, and that's a big deal for golf in that Lions team, in my opinion. But I mean, Houston or Kansas City in the AFC sitting at what, the 8th and 10th spot? Couldn't you see them going to the Super Bowl with the defense, and then obviously Mahomes, if he gets in? That's crazy. Like, what are the odds right now that it's the Chiefs and the Lions in the Super Bowl? I bet it's higher than it's like the Jags in the 3 seed against the...
Those are my teams I picked. So
somebody else.
Yeah, I know. I feel you.
That's crazy. But that's awesome. I mean, we're in December here, and it's awesome. And so many of these teams play each other. And let's get to our recycled headlines. Republic Services, recyclingsimplified.com. Don't forget recyclingsimplified.com/holidays. See what you're supposed to do around the holidays for recycling at your business and your home. Check it out at recyclingsimplified.com/holidays. And the recycled headlines are man, oh man, Jags get a win. They're 25-3. They're 8-4. They're in first place. But so much can still happen. And I think the Jags can still miss the playoffs. And I think they can be like a number 2 seed. Like that, I don't think they're going to get the number 1 seed. I don't feel like it plays out that way. But I mean, they could really creep up to be a 1, 2, 3 seed. And right now they're in the driver's seat to be at least the top 3 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And they could miss the playoffs still. I think they could, if they don't win one of those Colts games and they slip up against the Jets team. I do think they're beating Tennessee. Tennessee's terrible. But I think the Jets are interesting at home. And especially if they disappoint against the Colts, well, then you got to go to Denver. You could lose 3. You could lose 4 in a row because the Colts on the road. Like, you could actually do that. And listen, I'm not predicting that, not even trying to put that out there. But let's not. Every scenario is in play. We're in Jacksonville, and look at what's happened around the league this year.
Feels different, Brent. Feels different this year.
Yeah, I'm not predicting that. I think there's a better chance of the Jags getting a 2 seed than missing the playoffs right now. I really do. But that's how wide open this thing still is. And everybody plays each other, like the Jags and Colts, and like the Colts and Houston again. And Kansas City plays Houston. So Chargers play everybody. You've got a lot that still can go on in the final 5 weeks.
It's going to be crazy to talk, once again, far be it for me to get ahead of ourselves, since I just talked about in the first opening segment where, hey, take it one game at a time. But since I'm the media, I'll do whatever I want. Can you imagine, like, if it's like week 18 and you're just resting players against the Titans just because, like, you already...
There's a scenario for that.
Absolutely.
A good scenario for that.
What a time. He'd probably still be the Titans, too.
I was thinking of that today, man, because I was like, remember in 2017, they clinched actually in a loss to San Francisco on Christmas Eve. I don't think we're going to be right around Christmas, whether it be the 21st. Obviously, that's not happening, but the 28th would be the penultimate game of the season, the second to last one. And I don't even think they're going to clinch by then. I just think the crazy scenarios are in play, and you probably wouldn't. But if they do win the next 2 games, that does set it up for potential. Or you could clinch with a win over the Colts. You could clinch a division. Yeah. So if you sweep the Colts, you could be in a position on the 28th where you would sweep the Colts and then obviously clinch a division. Like, that's, I think, the earliest that you could probably do that, and then you would rest players potentially against Tennessee.
It was just 3 weeks ago, Brent. We had that panic button at an all-time high, and now look at us.
Yeah.
Now look at us.
It's amazing.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, we were at Hamby. My whole head, I was a bobblehead dog.
Yeah, you were.
It was a panic button bobblehead. And
now you got the parade route.
And now look at him.
Parade or panic?
Crazy. Not even going to see the panic button.
Parade or panic?
Not even going to see the panic. Well, we'll see what the Armstead thing. Going to need you get that arm right or the hand right or whatever.
Who would have thought that's going to weigh your decision?
I know. Well, I know that's a great plan as well. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's just wild. Hey, a couple other things on our recycled headlines. Republic Services, again, recyclingsimplified.com/holiday to check out the best way to recycle around this holiday season at your home and workplace. We have Josh Hines-Allen coming on the show tonight, Jags Report Live. That's at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. Let's have a big night. Have some fun. You can also watch it right here on the network, Action Sports Jax 24/7 network, and on Fox 30, of course. He's also going to bring out a couple other players we've been told. We just don't know exactly who. It could be BJ Green or Danny Strigo, or it could be somebody else. Like, we don't know.
Logan Cooke, maybe?
Logan Cooke.
Get that loose cannon up in there.
Yeah, we don't know what he'll say in front of a hot mic. So we got that coming up. And then Thursday, we have just confirmed it will be Jacoby Myers and Tony Baselli on Jaguars All Access Thursday night at String Sports Brewery in Springfield. So, hey, it feels like a big week. Jags are helping us out with making it a big week, and we'll see you at Strings tonight and Thursday for some fun shows with Jags Report Live and Jaguars All Access. Once again, one other thing, we will carry the Gators press conference live 3:45 right here on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Stuart Weber is in Gainesville. So a lot happening here on this first week of December. Let's take a time out, come back a little bit more on the Jags game. And like, it's funny to me how it's like, okay, they dominated. It is what it is. But the penalties were numerous again. The offense got clunky again. And it's not like concern because I think we've seen it all. But it's also like, do you have confidence that the Jags can really get it going? Because we really haven't seen that outside of the Chargers game. But can they really get it going? The defense seems like it's found something. I want to ask you more about that. Or is this fool's gold of any kind because they're playing lesser competition and it's just part of the schedule? So where are you at on all of that? Because I think it's a bit of mental gymnastics, trying to find out who exactly the Jaguars are and where their ceiling is. Because to me, it's like, hey, get to the playoffs. Get to the playoffs, that'd be great. But should we be talking more about a team that has a ceiling that's good enough to beat anybody in the National Football League and really make a run in January? Do you believe that? Or is that a bit fool's gold? We'll talk about it when we come back. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit. When you hear that, you think Bono's Pit Barbecue, a staple in Northeast Florida now for 75 years. A place that feels like home with friendly service, a meeting place for friends, family, or business occasions. On the menu, the corn nuggets are a favorite in our house, but there's something for everyone. Sandwiches, platters, salads, sides, desserts, and family feasts. You see Bono's all over the place in Northeast Florida. You know, there are almost 20 locations in the Jacksonville area now, so stop on by, sit down, and dine in with Bono's. You can also take it to go. There are drive-thrus in many of the locations, and they have delivery options too. Just download the Bono's app to make things easy. I signed up for the loyalty program, and you can too, to get special offers. If Jacksonville is home, few things feel more Jacksonville than Bono's Pit Barbecue. Celebrate 75 years and many more to come. Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
People helping people. It's at the core of what Alive Credit Union is all about, and it's been that way for over 70 years. From the start in 1954 to today, the mission remains to inspire financial wellness and give you a financially fit lifestyle. Alive Credit Union and its employees are committed to not only serving their valued members, but also our community here in Northeast Florida. I had a chance to see that commitment firsthand as Alive partnered with our Action Sports Jacks 24/7 team to bring you Armada men's and women's soccer broadcasts. Inside the 18, it is a shot, and it's a goal! Chloe Chivers! And that connection to the community continues with Alive Credit Union's support of the Police Athletic League of Jacksonville. Alive Credit Union's commitment to our community also involves serving the financial needs of all first responders through the recent merger partnership with City and Police Federal Credit Union. Join the community and become a member of Alive Credit Union today. Find out the many ways you can be inspired in financial wellness at alivecu.coop.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville, off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
We've been telling you about the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network for over a year now. How to find it, what to see. Simply put, it's TV online. Local sports content all day, every day. Just like this.
Did you always want to make history? Like, think that big, or just say, hey, I want to play in the NFL?
I always say I wanted to play in the NFL.
Cuts it back to her left side, takes a shot, and into the back of the net.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, my goodness.
What a pass.
And they have been. We've been talking. We've been articulating.
I did have a sense that they wanted to be bold, that they wanted to make a splash.
Content you won't find on TV. Find it on actionsportsjacks.com and just sit back and watch local sports all day on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
Grab some friends and go to a restaurant or head out for a drink and some conversation. Watch your favorite team play on the big screen. Or how about play some games? You can do all of that in one night at Best Bet. Each location has a different vibe, its own personality, like here at the original Best Bet in Orange Park. When you walk through these doors, everybody knows your name. And here in St. Augustine, it's the newest location. Play some poker. How about the table games? And don't forget about Ace's Sports Bar and Grill. And then there's the Jacksonville location right here on Monument Road. It's the biggest poker room in the state of Florida. Maybe you'll find yourself a seat right here at the final table. Best Bet, where you can have the best of times. And that makes you always go home a winner. Try any of the 3 locations, and you can always visit bestbetjacks.com.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Yep.
Shout to the sports office once again. Pulling away. Pulling away, Hamby.
Stupid Michigan.
Michigan really cost us both, huh? Yeah. Hey, Eagles, I don't know.
No, that's good.
That's the last time I picked the Eagles ever again.
We needed that one.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about it all, but shout out to Ohio State. Probably got the monkey off their back a little bit, right?
Got past that mental hurdle.
I thought Ryan Day was going to cry. He was so excited, which rightfully so, man. I mean, imagine winning national championships, but you still feel like you're not adequate enough until you beat Michigan. And they finally got it done. And it was in decisive fashion. I get the first half was, it was kind of a battle, but Ohio State just shows right now that they're the best team, man. Hey, Hammy, do you think Ohio State versus the field? You taking the field, or are you taking Ohio State?
I would take the field.
Okay, but who?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is Ohio State your front runner or not?
Yes, they are.
Just from talent.
Yeah. I'm not convinced that was a big test for them though. So I'm not sure if they've still been tested.
I know, man, but I think any game like that is a big test. You saw Georgia Tech, man. You're gonna get their best. Right, so I think any rivalry game is a pretty good test.
Yeah, to some extent, but I need them to be tested in the second half of a game.
Sure. We're just going over our picks, Brent. We both went 3-3. Our teams did.
Oh, okay.
So we're still 2 games ahead of you. Sports office just keeps pulling away.
What about the wagers?
Wagers is another story.
Poor Casey. Poor Casey.
So Hamby got it done.
Yeah.
So this is what Hamby. I didn't know where he was going with this. I was like, I didn't know who won. But all right, so Casey loses. I was kind of thinking of this too, and I mean, I feel like I went all out for my punishment. Went under the radar. I mean, Austen did his punishment, but it was very under the radar.
It did go under the radar.
Casey hasn't even done his punishment yet, which is fine. I'm okay. We'll get it done. But it's I feel like we need. I mean, I thought I set a pretty good standard.
Well, it took you 5 months.
I know, but I did set a standard. So I think we need a little more something than a retweet here or there. I need something visual here on Casey.
It was this was going against what I love to do and going against my moral beliefs and having to quote tweet every single time Casey puts something.
You helped the numbers, by the way.
That was 20 quote tweets.
Just want to let you know, record number in the month of November.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Over 6 million.
Over 1 meme.
So that wasn't that kind of meme either, but it did well. It was 30,000. Not 100,000 by Wednesday guy, but
I'm just glad that I finally have the keys to whether Casey have to reshoot or not as the first place winner.
I see. Yeah.
Hammy,
on the dartboard.
I'll let you pick the punishments because he's not doing mine, so he still has to do 3 shows with Mia in Casey's corner, and we haven't got to 1 yet.
Yeah, so we got to do that, and then. I don't know. I just feel like I need something more visual.
Okay.
Right?
Eating challenges. You want hot chip challenges and things like that.
A little something more
Pepper spray.
That. Stand on the corner and put a sign up for the Brent and Austen show. Outside here on Beach Boulevard. Be one of the dancing guys.
Yeah,
the sign dancers.
The sign twirler things.
Do something about I don't know, at the town center with Santa or something like that.
Holiday spirit.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like a little more in that neighborhood. I'm not telling you, you guys are way better at coming up with this stuff than me. Casey came up with some good ones for me. Like he really did.
And I mean, no, Casey's not going to listen to this because this is the Christmas one, right? This is good. Make him do like the Salvation Army bell ringing for like an hour, and every time someone puts money in, he says, "Thank you, listen to the Brent and Austen show" or something like that.
That is good. That is good.
Now we're talking.
I like that.
Or he can't leave until he gets $100. Well,
you can't.
Maybe not Salvation Army.
Yeah, man, you can't. You're not. He's not gonna open the bucket and be like, "Okay, we got $100." Like, how do you know? You know, like people just—it's hard to tell what kind of bills people are putting in there.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. Brent Martineau, Austen Lane, Jason Hamby.
Clean sweep on Thanksgiving, by the way, 8 legs.
Let them know.
There you go. By the way, picking a winner in the game was hard enough on Thanksgiving Day. It was unbelievable.
Sure, Vegas made a killing.
Oh gosh, yeah, they had to make a killing. And then the Bears doing what they did to the Eagles. So my buddy's in this. All right, so I'll give you this scenario real quick. Survivor pool, huge survivor pool. Like they do this huge. Like this thing is.
I bet
this thing's out of Vegas.
That was a Donald Trump type of huge survivor pool.
Oh, that's great.
What I'm saying, man, that was huge. All right, I got it.
So to the tune, like I guess there's this big one out of Vegas that I don't know. I mean, it's got to be legal out of Vegas to do it, but you actually got to fly to Vegas to put in the submission.
Like a casino sports book?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe. I don't know. I don't know all the rules.
But people are in it.
Well, enough for it's like $1,000 entry. Okay. So he split it with a guy that went and did this. Like he knows the guy that went and did it.
Who is this?
I'm not telling you in case I'm saying something.
No, but is it like a?
It's my best friend. So, so $1,000 to get in this pool. Okay. The pool dollars are $18 million.
Wait, so it's winner take? It's not winner take all.
Well, if you get to that, but a lot of times there'll be a deal made at the end where you split the pot or something.
Yeah.
If there's 100 people after making a deal, yeah.
So anyway,
damn.
Long story short. You do the math on that. I don't remember how many people that is. What's that? Is that 18,000 people in it?
Yeah.
Is that right? So 18,000 people in it. So he is one. Their group is one of 900 left going into the week. And on Thanksgiving, you have to pick a Thanksgiving Day game or the Friday game, and you have to do Sunday. God. But again, you know how survivor pools work, right? You've got to plan for this. Because you got to
pick a team twice.
And on Christmas, you have to do the same thing.
So maybe he lucked into something.
Well, so he has. So this is what he has at his disposal going into the week. And now this is going to be hard for you guys to do. But who would you have taken? Okay. I mean, the spoiler alert is they lost. Because everybody, like a lot of people lost.
Yeah.
But he had Philly over Chicago to take if you wanted. He had the Chiefs or Cowboys. He had the Ravens. It's sitting pretty. Like that's a pretty damn good pick. Like it's not like you were stuck.
Gosh, if Burrow would have waited one more week to come back, had the Ravens.
So who are you taking? But again, going into the week, forget about the result.
Yeah.
Which one of those four are you taking?
I probably would have took Baltimore, just because I feel like at home, Lamar Jackson coming back, Kyle Hamilton was back. Mm-hmm. Like I'm taking Baltimore.
I would have taken Philly.
Sure, that makes sense too.
Yeah, I would have taken Baltimore too. They took Baltimore and obviously lost. So here's the thing.
So they all lost.
A lot of people lost.
But he had the last game though too, because that was the last game of the slate. So you're thinking, okay, like Philly got upset. Like he's probably sitting pretty thinking, okay, it's about to go down to a couple hundred.
So I was like, he's like, I should have taken the Cowboys. I was like, you were never taking the Cowboys. Like you weren't taking the Cowboys. You would, if you're going to lose something like that, you're taking either Philly, you're taking the Ravens, or you're taking the Chiefs. But you can take Cowboys at home. I mean, they are playing pretty good, and they're at home on Thanksgiving Day. But again, not against Mahomes and the Chiefs. I'm not losing like that, right? Like that's why I wouldn't do it. If he had taken the Cowboys. By the time Friday was done, it was 49 people left.
Cash out, right? Is everybody we splitting?
Well, then you probably get a deal. Like the way it works, I guess, is like you get a deal. So it would have been worth at that time. Would have been worth like $370,000.
This is why I can't do this.
So
I can't do that.
Well, he's still like I saw him because I was home.
I would have.
And on Friday, it was like every 10 minutes, he's like, I should have taken the Cowboys.
Oh yeah. How do you enjoy life after that? Like, that would have stuck with me for like the next 5-10 years.
Yeah, and I mean, he likes that's how he thinks anyway. Like, if he goes to a casino, he's like,
yeah, see,
I was up X amount of dollars. I was like, yeah, but you knew you weren't going to walk away, so you're not really up.
I would be at my son's draft party if it goes to the Ravens. Yeah, well, Ravens have fun. It cost me way 10 years ago.
But I guess the way it works is like if somebody else had 2 or 3 things left in it, they will offer you a deal, potentially based on your team. So he could have got and then you split the end pile. So somebody's trying to create a deal where they've got 4 or 5, they'll buy it from somebody. Like even if it was still 300 people left or whatever, and it was worth $40,000, they might give you $40,000. So you at least make that, and then you split the end, whatever it ends up at. Yeah. But then they now control your pick.
So they buy you out.
They basically buy you out, but you still could get half the winnings if it does go, and you definitely made $40,000 off $1,000 or something like that. Which is so you're in a driver's seat. So if he had made it through the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think he was picking the Chargers. They were going to pick the Chargers. So they would have won.
Okay.
On Sunday. Gosh, so they would have been through the weekend, and by this time there might be 30 people left.
Woo! Man, that hurts.
Yeah, that hurt.
And
he felt it.
About something about this.
Well, I mean, but here's the deal: like you
couldn't have won. I'm still stressed out. Like
I would have picked the Ravens, then the Eagles, then the Chiefs.
Yes, honestly,
that would have been the order. You lost all of them.
Out of those games, the Cowboys probably would have been the last team I would have picked to win.
Yeah,
like I would have picked the Packers over the. I would have picked a lot of teams.
Like that makes me feel better. Well, because I had no pick.
Yeah, but it does make you feel better when that pick is still there, though.
No,
like, you had the
yeah. You still had it.
You could have pulled the trigger. You didn't.
But they were sitting pretty because they still had the Eagles and the Chiefs left over.
Yeah,
and the Cowboys who are playing better. I mean, now you're set up pretty nice for the stretch run.
That dude might have won the whole thing.
It might have been pretty good. Pretty good. But anyway, that's the life of chance.
Life of chance.
Meanwhile, my $2 ticket for the Powerball for $700 million didn't almost win or anything.
Nothing, huh?
Did somebody win the Powerball? I'm not sure.
I hit George's over wins for the 5th straight year. They just keep putting in 9.5.
You're bought in. How much do you have in that Hard Rock account now?
It's about $300.
Whoa, that was a big one you put on that.
Yeah.
$300 is like...
I do it every year. I might not do anything week to week, big money, but...
It's going to be in the Reddit this Friday again. He's going to lose it all.
It better not be.
Feeling good about this Thursday night game. Here comes the 10-way parlay.
That's awesome.
I will be going to Best Bet at some point this week.
Who's playing tonight for Monday night?
That's a great question.
Giants, Patriots.
Oh, Giants, Patriots. I would not be surprised to see the Giants win.
Is Dart coming back?
He is. He's back. I don't know. Would you rather watch Jameis Winston or Dart?
That's a great. You can't lose. Can't lose either way.
I was disappointed when I saw Dart was coming back.
I didn't think about that too. Yeah,
I want to watch Jameis.
I mean, either way, it's good though.
It is.
You know,
but it is. What a wild question about That's what I was talking about this year in the NFL. So the Giants have lost 8 in a row, 6 in a row, something like that, 7 in a row, and they're 2 and whatever. And you're like, I want to watch his football game tonight because I want to watch one of those quarterbacks.
You have Scadaboo's everywhere, by the way. Not sure if you've been following him lately. That guy's everywhere.
I saw him in the wrestling. That was the last bit.
Oh, he was at Arizona State. It seemed like he was having a good time.
Of course.
For the pregame there in Arizona State. They got beat, though. He's all over Twitch. So these famous streamers, he's all in their streams and everything. And once again, more power to him, right? You're on the IR, so I guess maximize your notoriety. But at the same time, I'm kind of Hamby, this is a topic that we had on Friday we never got to. I wonder if it's to the point where it's hey man, maybe just pump the brakes a little bit
I think there's an element of that I'd be if that was Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
How would you guys feel?
If Travis Hunter's pushing people in wrestling
and all over the place.
Yeah, I'd say go home, bro. Go sit on the couch. Play
and the Jags are 8-4, by the way.
I know.
It's different with the Giants already pissed off because they're the Giants and they haven't won in a while.
Yeah.
And they're 2-9.
No, I would probably just feel hey man, let's take it easy.
So Hamby, you'd rather watch Winston tonight?
I would. Yeah, I want to see him sling the pill 45 times.
Yeah, I kind of do too.
YOLO.
And I'm okay with Dart.
Literally had a receiving tud as a tight end and put somebody in the dirt. That's must see TV.
It's kind of like I'd rather watch Dart with Scattaboo. That felt like a package deal kind of fun.
True.
But Jameis on his own is it's just Jameis, which is pretty wild. All right, back to the Jags here for a moment. We were just talking about what do you trust. I think you do trust. I will say this. I'm not trying to be like overly critical, but the Jags rush defense, I think, is number 1 in the NFL.
Yeah.
I do believe that if you've looked back most of the time, people haven't tried to run against them. And I'm not saying they haven't tried to run against them because, oh my gosh, that is the most dominant front I've ever seen. It's more like I think we beat them through the air. Or it just is matched up where the running games haven't been unbelievable. Now, the Jags get to show that off this week. If you're really number 1 against the rush, if you're a top 3, 4, 5 defense against the rush, well, here you go. Welcome to the party because you've got Jonathan Taylor coming up. But isn't that like the first time they've really played someone? They played Christian McCaffrey, but McCaffrey beats you more in the receiving game these days than he does in the running game. Have they played another back that scared you? Or rushing attack that scared you this year?
I mean, in retrospect now, it's Rocco in Carolina, but we played Super Hubbard.
Yeah. And that was they were planning on running the ball that opening game, and the Jags did a good job against it. But not really, right? Houston doesn't have Mixon. Cincinnati, I mean, at the time, it was Chase Brown. They don't really run the ball that much either. So, now some of the game dictates that, too, where they've shut it down because you got to pass. But
you can make an argument for Seattle because they still like to run with Walker.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But then it was,
and they but see, that's a game where that game, to me, the Rams game and that game indicated that people aren't even going to try. They're going to try to beat the Jags through the air.
Yeah.
And they weren't really getting like, hey, well, let's go grind this thing out. Yeah, Genty Glenn is a good one, but even that, they beat him in the past. They threw the football with Geno Smith. They did not try to run the ball that game. Mm-hmm. They really used Genty out of the backfield more than anything else. So, again, this isn't a knock on the Jags defense. My point is, I don't think, one, they have played supreme rushing attacks this season so far and backs. Yeah. Two, I think people have said the weakness in this defense is through the air, and we're going to attack it that way. And three, I think some of their game control has dictated that, well, you better start throwing the football because you got to catch up. So this is a big-time spot to really see how good this defense is against the run because we know Jonathan Taylor in this offensive line, and especially with a hobbled Daniel Jones, really going to try to run the football, and they're not going to give up on it.
No, it's a great call because, once again, you're going to see it with the Colts, then you'll probably see it in the playoffs as well. Like whether you got to go through New England, whether you have to go through Buffalo, like these are teams that like to pound the rock. So this is going to be a good test for this team because we'll see what the Eric Armstead latest is and everything. But, yeah, it's a great point, Brent, where this is really the first game where you feel like, you know, this running game is going to try to establish himself. Not to say they can't go through the air as well, but this is a run-first team. And even like when you want to say the Seahawks, you want to say the Rams, I mean, they have a lot of weapons at their disposal in the passing game and pretty good quarterbacks where they don't have to worry about running the football.
Yeah.
The Colts, if the Colts want to win this football game, they got to come to Jacksonville and try to run.
Absolutely. Yep. And you feel like they have to be successful running to win the game. So then there's the other side of it. The Jags offense. I kind of asked this question a little bit earlier, like what's the confidence level in this football team? But really, I think what I mean by that is really what's the confidence in the offense? Because like Marcel and I were talking at dinner on Saturday night. We're like, you know, this is really a tough spot for defenses if the Jags perform at a good level. I'm not even just saying, well, it's tougher. If anybody performs at an elite level, it's really a hard day for either side of the ball. But on a good level, you can run the rock. You've proven that. You've got two good backs. So you've got that. You've got Brenton Strange back in the mix. Quentin Morris has developed a role as well where he's going to block. Your offensive line has proven at times it can be very good. So if all that lines up, well, now you're set up in the pass game where you've got Brenton Strange doing his thing, and he's like your fourth guy you're going to defend. Jacoby Myers is as trustworthy as a guy as we've seen in Jacksonville in 5 years. Parker Washington doing his thing, let's assume health. And then Brian Thomas Jr. now adds this wrinkle of finally somebody who can get down the field, and then you become more explosive just with the threat of that. And I think you get more of the Brenton Strange 21-yard plays, 25-yard plays, Jacoby Myers 50-yard play with the in-route stuff because people are concerned about where Brian Thomas Jr. is going. I think we saw that yesterday. And then at the very least, if you want a little bit of a safety valve, you got Travis Etienne out of the backfield. Like, I really think if they do play clean football, and if that is your lineup, we're assuming some health here, then that thing has some potential. We haven't seen that yet. Like, the upside of the offense to me is still very real. And guess what? They're averaging 30 since the bye. They're the first team since like 2019 to score 25 plus on the road in their first 6 games. So they've got some of these weird stats, but you don't think of their offense like, wow, this is an explosive offense. Because quite frankly, it hasn't been an explosive offense with the big play, but it's been a pretty productive offense, specifically since the bye week.
Let me ask you this. If they play like they played against the Titans, against the Colts, do the Colts beat them? Or can they still beat the Colts?
No, the Colts will win.
You think the Colts will win?
I think they played too. First of all, I think it was too clunky.
Well, you can't have, what, was it 12, 13
Well, now
penalties?
the defense played really well.
Of course.
That's a different thing. But
12,
offensively,
13 penalties?
Yeah. And listen, there were like 20 penalties in that game or something.
Yeah.
And there were 2 or 3 offsetting and others that were probably declined. And there were a lot of penalties in that game. That was just had no flow to it, the game. It was very choppy. And I think that's a little bit because of the way Tennessee played in that game too.
Sure.
But yeah, like I think they can beat Indianapolis if they get 8 or 9 penalties in a game. I do. But I don't think they can beat Indianapolis if they're 1st and 20, 2nd and 25.
Yeah.
And that's what derailed their offense in the second half, in my opinion.
No,
and their offensive line was leaky.
It was. Yeah. It's wild, right? Because we leave that Titans game feeling pretty confident because, curb stomped them.
You do.
Really. But then it's like, okay, you look deeper in the picture, the penalties, couldn't run the football, and that's kind of your identity. Like, I guess what I'm trying to get at, like, should there be a little more nerves going into Sunday's game now against the Colts based off of the last 2 quarters that you've seen? Or do you just kind of chalk it up more to, you know what, like, it's a sloppy game, right? Like, there's a lot of emotions tied to it. Defense showed up. You win in the NFL. It's good enough, and we'll see you against the Colts.
Yeah, I do think there's an element of that it's good enough, fine, and you don't have to play your best game against the Titans. You need to save your best game against the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're the gamut, man. I mean, they can turn it over 4 times. They can get 12 penalties. They can play a clean game. They can play no turnover game. They can run the football for 200 yards. I thought yesterday was really a passing attack kind of win for them. I mean, Trevor can play unbelievable and make really good throws. Great decision to run the football and a good run to get down inside the 5 to finish off that drive yesterday. And then he can make the head-scratching plays that we know. This is a wide thing, and this is what I asked Trevor last week. And this is really what I asked this football team right now. I think in December, you can't be that gulf, that canyon of where you can be good and bad can't be so big.
Yeah.
That's where, to me, consistency somewhere is in the middle of that. And that's who you are. But we just haven't seen a lot of it. There's not a lot of consistency. Other than the fact, if you do look at the numbers, their numbers are pretty strong since the bye week. And maybe they have found an offense that, by the way, if they do some of the things that I just suggested, clean it up, they can score 40. That's my point of this. My point of this is, all right, listen, we're going to find out how good this defense is against the run this week. We know it. We're going to find out. We're yet to find out just how good this offense can be. I think, again, the Chargers game was a dominating effort, but I think the ceiling is the passing because of Brian Thomas Jr. back in. And Trevor playing more confident. They finding something on offense. They're scoring points. I think I saw the stat yesterday. They're like, since week 9, which would have been the bye week, right? That would have been the bye week? Or maybe I think it was the bye week. They are number 1 in the NFL in red zone trips. And they're number 3 in red zone production. That's a hell of a stat.
Yeah.
Now, that is a stat that people don't talk. People talk about turnovers. The red zone stat is I don't know if it has to impact the game. I'm assuming it does. But I think when you're talking about red zone offense and you're having that kind of production, if that maintains, the Jags are going to keep winning football games. Turnovers in that are huge in my opinion. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know where the ceiling is, and I think I like that about the Jags. I think it's out there, and I hope they do it in the right game. You know, this is the right game to do it. This is the one where you want your best stuff. And to me, that's what this whole season will come down to at the end of the day for the next 5 weeks, and even hopefully there's a playoff game. And we all know it's about playing well. The Jags we've seen can play really well. They can go get you for 4 turnovers. They can stop your run. They can go score 35 points. They can run all over you. Again, we're waiting on the passing game a little bit to click fully. But they also can get 12 penalties, have 3rd and 36. They can give up a ton of passing yards, not be able to defend the tight end. They can get no turnovers. They can turn it over 4 times. Like, they have shown the ability to do all of that. And whatever one shows up is going to be how this season finishes. That's just the reality of it. I think they're good enough to beat everybody if they can play more toward that top level. And nobody's expecting anybody to play perfect in the NFL. But you've got to play this time of year against the Colts, against Denver, against the Colts specifically. And then whoever you hopefully play in the playoffs, you've got to play that upper tier game. And you can maybe get away with it against the Jets and Titans, to play clunky and maybe even have a turnover or 2 and those kind of things. So that's what, in my opinion, it's going to come down to, because the Jags can do it all. They've run the gamut. If you had a bingo card, they've probably done it this year. Except have that explosive passing game. And I wonder with BTJ back and all these other guys that are now trustworthy with Trevor, if you are going to get that here down the stretch. And maybe as soon as this week or sometime in the next few weeks. Let's do this. What do we got? We got another break to hit? Let's do that. Let's hit a break. Come back. We'll put a bow on the show and get you caught up on any of the headlines coming out of Jags headquarters. Glenn brings up Tyler Warren. Yeah, I mean, listen. Like, if I'm Indianapolis right now, I'm a little bit scared of this game based on my health. But the Jags, I'm scared of Indianapolis for 2 reasons: Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor. Like, those are the guys. Those are the game wreckers, if you will. We'll be right back. Put a bow on the show right after this. Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet is truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League, known as Jags PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jags PAL.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
There's a saying in sports, you can't win them all, but you can win a lot with good folks on your team. Like that one painter, First Coast. It's tough to beat the sun in Florida, so your home fades. It's tough to beat that HOA when they come calling. Beat the sun, beat the HOA with that one painter, First Coast. And it's a good time to do it. Less rain to work around, and painting in mild temperatures is perfect. After all, the paint bonds to the surface so much better. Give that one painter First Coast a call at 904-417-3557 or look them up at first-coast.thatonepainter.com. Fast estimate, guidance on color and HOA requirements, and the highest quality job you'll find anywhere. Be a big winner in your neighborhood with that one painter First Coast on your team.
Sun's out, suits out. That's right, it's summertime in Florida, which means it's time to say goodbye to bulking season and hello to shredding season. But if you're like me, you're having a hard time sculpting and shaping those final pounds. That is until I came and saw my friends over at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Right now, everyone is hopping on the Evolve X train, and the only destination is finding your perfect summer body. The technology uses electrical muscle stimulation and radio frequency energy to cause your muscles to contract, all while heating up those deep layers of your skin and tissue to produce collagen and reduce fat. It's like doing 1,000 sit-ups in 30 minutes. No pain, no needles, just results, right? That's right. So leave those winter layers back at the station and come look and feel your best with the team here at Ponte Vedra Vein and Aesthetics. Visit them at one of their 2 locations, either over in Ponte Vedra or on the south side.
Welcome back to the Brent and Austen Show, streaming on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network.
Welcome back, Brent and Austen Show. We put a bow on this thing in the next couple of minutes. Jaguars win 25-3. It is kind of weird. Like, obviously, the Devon Hamilton, the special team stuff, the Jags pretty dominant. And outside of that, it's like, okay, there are really a lot of storylines. Nope, just move on. You know?
Yeah.
And that's weird. And, again, I'll say it. I think I went into that game and kind of like, it wasn't usually get a feel in a game like, hey, I feel like the Jags are in for it today, or they're going to play pretty well today. There was like no feeling of that game, in essence, because you felt like the Jags should win. And if you really ask yourself that, and you know me, I'm not that. I don't think that going to Arizona. I think that's a dangerous way to look at the NFL. I think the NFL is a perfect example of that week in, week out. This is not college football or high school football. You don't think that way because it's not the way it works. But this is one of those weird occurrences in my 18 years here that's like, okay, they really should win this game. Like, they really should just probably dominate this game, roll the ball out, win. And it actually worked out that way, too.
Yeah.
like they didn't really like, there was never really a time. I know the first drive, both you and me were like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
But after that, it was pretty clear, like, okay, I think the Jags are going to figure this thing out, and I don't feel a threat from Cam Ward and the Titans. Here's from Daniel Griffiths. He writes about it today, actionsportsjacks.com. And check it out all week as we'll lead into this big game against the Colts. But look at Josh Hines-Allen, man. He's playing really well. And again, one more note, Jags Report Live tonight. Josh, and he'll probably bring a couple of teammates, will be on the show, 7 o'clock on Fox 30 at String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach. Then you look at Jacoby Myers and what he's doing. Just amazing what he's brought to this football team. And he will be on with Tony Baselli on Thursday on Jaguars All Access from Strings in Springfield. So we've got a great lineup for you this week on both of those shows. But the penalties are what we were just talking about. I mean, the Jags are At least they showed us a couple of games that they weren't getting penalized offensively. I don't mind the defensive penalties real quick. Those are one thing. It's the procedural, illegal motions, 3 holdings in a row, something like that. That's what really makes you feel bad about it.
No, of course, because if it's out for reaction, penalties on defense, right, where maybe you're playing a little too physical, so be it. But the mental lapses, those pre-snap penalties, because once again, I always felt like, the pre-snap penalties, whether it's offsides if I'm on defense or if it's like a false start, like those always, I think, cost you more because like it doesn't even allow you to get like out of the gates, right? Like if it's like, okay, maybe you make a big play and it's a pass interference, it's like, oh, okay, well, it was a sack, but okay, whatever the case, right? But like those things can happen. But yeah, the pre-snap penalties, you can't have that, especially if you have aspirations to make a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah. Any chance the Giants get the Patriots tonight?
I feel like anything can happen now in the NFL, but I don't see it.
I'm putting all my winnings from Georgia on the Patriots. -3.
Good luck.
Just kidding.
Is that what it's -3?
That's
no,
it?
It's 6.
Oh, it's 6. Oh, you were going to lower it. We'll see what happens. All right, catch Austen on Happy Hour on the Jaguars YouTube channel this afternoon. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 10 a.m. And, of course, we've got you covered tonight, 7 o'clock on Jags Report live at Strings. Josh Hines-Allen will join us also. 3:45, we're going to play on the network. Jon Sumrall introduction. Stuart Weber in Gainesville for that. So we're all over the place here on the first day of December. Have a good one, everybody. Welcome inside the Armor Guard exterior and gutter helmet showroom. There's a lot going on, like glass exteriors, replacement windows, and down there we have the retractable screens and awnings, plus hurricane protection. Let's talk more about those gutters, and to do that, we bring in Kevin. He's the owner, he's the expert. Why Gutter Helmet?
Well, Gutter Helmet's truly the only maintenance-free product. It lets the trash and debris go on the ground, the water wraps around and goes inside. Unlike filters, they sit on top of the gutters, and the trash and debris build up on top of filters, which requires maintenance. With Gutter Helmet, we're going to keep you off the ladder, the most dangerous thing in your garage. With Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. So get off the ladder and put on the helmet. Gutter Helmet.
Get a free estimate at gutterhelmetofnorthflorida.com. You can also call 904-762-7779 or visit the showroom on St. John's Bluff Road in Jacksonville.
Empower a future, inspire a dream. It's a bold but simple mission for the Jacksonville Police Athletic League known as Jax PAL. Help the next generation of kids in Jacksonville shape a brighter future. Their after-school programs, teenage leadership programs. There's community outreach.
This has been just an awesome opportunity to be out here with my colleagues and do something good for the community. It's really been an interesting opportunity to just see everybody work together in a way that we don't normally in the office.
And there's sports. There are also ways you can help the next generation with a donation of any kind. Just visit jaxpal.org to get more information. Empower a future, inspire a dream with Jax PAL.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar, grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel